Hello. Alright. Like, everything is good here. Turn my fan off. It is really cold in here. It has been raining all day. It's very cold. Okay, so here is Homeworld Gateway 2. I can. I don't have the big box for this, but I do have the CD. So we won't have a manual to read, but we already played through the first game, so it should be fine. This is compatible with the Sound Blaster, AdLib, MT32, and MPU 401 compatible interface. Mouse is recommended. Yeah. 500,000 years ago, a technologically advanced race called the Heechee ruled the galaxy. Then they vanished. San Francisco, 2112 AD. I wonder if that's a Rush reference there. A fanatic cult of terrorists plans to bring the Heechee's ancient enemy to Earth and purify humanity in a bath of cleansing fire. You must stop them, but you can't do it alone. The race to stop these madmen catapults you on a journey to new worlds and new adventures, and ultimately across the event horizon of a black hole, where you discover mankind's last remaining hope for survival, the Heechee homeworld. A science fiction lover's dream come true. Hey, Renegade Retro, what's up? How are you doing? It's good to see you. How's it going? So I have a question. Do you prefer the stream layout this way or this way? This way makes the DOS screen a little bit bigger. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Merry December to you too. I wasn't sure. I should change it up a little bit. Kind of like the PVM frame? Alright, I'll stick with that then. Thank you. Alright, we can play off hard drive, full installation. Let's do that. Let's see, install the C. That seems fine. I should have enough space. GW2. That seems fine. Yes, create it. Let's see. Select the video mode we want to use. It will display 640 by 480 16 color graphics and 800 by 600 16 color graphics on Super VGA adapters. Oh my gosh, do we want Super VGA or VGA? I don't know. Could have slightly higher resolution. I don't know. I feel like I should just stick with the standard that we've been doing, but let's go with that, I guess. Okay, so then we want for sound card, we got AdLib, Sound Blaster, Roland MT32. Yeah, let's go with the MT32. Oh, capture's frozen? Oh, it sure is. What do you know? Alright. Thank you for letting me know. Let's deactivate, reactivate. There it is. That should be fixed now. Let's see. Select the IRQ setting for your media port. Oh god, I don't remember what it is. We'll try 2? 330 I think is right. We'll test it out, see if it works. Should be fine, I think. If not, we could run the setup again. How are you doing, Renegade Retro? How's your day been? Have a good week. Oh man. been raining here today. It's just causing me so much joint pain. Been dealing with like a migraine all day. Would have started a couple hours ago, but doing a little better now though. Having a great weekend so far. That's good. That's good. I'm glad. Installation has been successfully completed. Type home at the DOS prompt to start the game. Okay. Make sure you have a file named config.sys in the root directory. Okay. Work has been good. Getting our Christmas and New Year menu started. Awesome. That's cool. That sounds fun. Okay, there's install. Yeah, there's home. Alright, that looks good. I want to see, we have in here a help directory. We also have a manual and a hint book. Edit manual.txt. What do we got? Following text originally appeared in the pages of the Gateway 2 manual. Okay, cool, because I only have the disc. I don't have the box or the manual or anything, so nice that they put a little manual on there. Our Hamachi Crudo appetizer is changing to salmon belly. Should be a nice snack. Ooh, that sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. I haven't had any like sushi or sashimi in ages. Probably been over a year at this point. Let's see. In an adventure game from Legend, you become the main character in an evolving story that takes place in a world populated with interesting people, places, and things. You see this world through your main character's eyes, and you play the game by directing their actions. Okay, yeah, I've played Legend adventure games before. We got that. Okay. America Online, keyword Legend, enter. Internet email 72662.1021 at CompuServe.com. What an address. What an address. Chantilly, is that Virginia? Indie Dev Guy! How you doing? What's up? 40 whole months in a row. That's wild, man. That's wild. 40 months. 40 months. God dang. How many years is that? Like, is that almost 4 years? 36 months would be 3 years, yeah, so. Wow. Thank you. Dang. Thank you, Indie Dev Guy. How are you doing? How's your week been going? 3.3? 3.3 years. God dang. God dang. Playing the game with a mouse, playing the game without a mouse. Introduction. 500,000 years ago, an alien race called the Heechee ruled the galaxy. They were a powerful race that mastered faster-than-light travel, built starships, a race that colonized hundreds of worlds across thousands of light years of space. Then they vanished. The Heechee left behind a few abandoned artifacts and installations to mark their passage. One of those artifacts was Gateway, a space station in orbit around Earth's sun. Humanity discovered Gateway by accident in 2077. Gateway was home to nearly 1,000 small but operational, faster-than-light starships, and these ships brought new hope to the 20 billion inhabitants of a starved and tired Earth. You became a Gateway prospector in 2102 after winning a lottery that freed you from a hard life in the food mines of environmentally devastated Wyoming and Montana. So this was the first game that we played last year. As a prospector, it was your job to ride the alien starships from Gateway to their pre-programmed destinations, looking for other Heechee technology that might be of use in solving Earth's problems. Being a prospector was a tremendous gamble. You might return with a motherlode of technology that guaranteed vast wealth, or you might materialize out of Tau space inside the core of a star. Your adventures as a Gateway prospector earned you $50 million and a place in history. You just got Witch Haven. Have I played that one? I haven't. I do have a copy of that game though, but I haven't played it. Have you played it yet? Soon after your arrival on Gateway, you learned why the Heechee disappeared. During their colonization of the galaxy, they had discovered traces of an ancient and deadly race of electronic beings, strange intelligences that had little regard for organic life. The Heechee called these beings the Assassins because evidence suggested they were responsible for actively seeking out and destroying hundreds of other spacefaring civilizations. Kind of remember this. It has been a year, but... The Assassins had established a network of surveillance stations across several galaxies that were designed to search for signs of faster-than-light travel, communications broadcasts, and other indications that new spacefaring races had evolved. The Assassins monitored these stations and made periodic sweeps to destroy developing civilizations before they became too powerful. The Heechee were beginning to register on one of the Assassin scanners, a huge moon-sized sensor station that the Heechee called the Watchtower. Okay, yeah, I do remember this. The Heechee feared that the Assassins were getting ready to come out from wherever they were hiding and annihilate the Heechee. The Heechee had a plan for disabling the Watchtower, a plan that involved the activation of a cloaking system that would warp space around the Assassin sensors, shielding them from activity in half of the Milky Way galaxy. The Heechee built enormous shield generator towers on 4 planets and a complex control system to orchestrate the tremendous energies involved in building and maintaining a stable space-time disruption. And after they built the cloaking system, the Heechee didn't turn it on. They fled rather than risk the horror of a confrontation with the Assassins. They left the cloaking system within a few steps of being activated, hoping that another spacefaring race would evolve and complete their plan. Unfortunately for you and the rest of humanity, the discovery of Gateway and the development of advanced technology played right into the hands of the Heechee and their ancient plan. Earth was now faced with the same dilemma that the Heechee had wrestled with 500,000 years ago. Earth's leaders had to make a choice: follow the Heechee plan and activate the cloaking system, risking a confrontation with the Assassins in the process, or stop space travel and halt Earth's technological progress. You were selected to activate the cloaking system. You embarked on an odyssey that took you across the galaxy and finally inside the Watchtower itself. Your mission was a success. You activated the cloaking system and hid humanity from the watching eyes of the Assassins. While you didn't defeat the Assassins, you did buy time for Earth. The elimination of the Assassin surveillance station provided humanity with time to develop and room to grow. You retired from the life of a Gateway prospector after that fateful mission. It is now 2112, 10 years after your return from the Watchtower. Whew. Oh gosh. Capture is stuck again? God dang it. What is it doing? Okay, well, sorry about that. Give it a swift hit. Just fired it up to make sure it installed right. It's kind of like Hexen. Oh, okay, cool. Cool, Hexen's sweet. I'd like to play that one some more. If you are new to DOS and game playing on the PC, then skip this page and the next one and move to the section entitled Installation and Startup. If you are an experienced gamer, wise in the ways of DOS, hard disks, and music cards, then these quick start sections will get you up and running in no time. Guys, are we wise in the ways of DOS, hard disks, and music cards? I like their terminology there. That's pretty funny. All right. See if there's anything else we need here. Using the mouse, you can talk to characters by double-clicking on them, move from place to place by clicking on the compass, single-click on an object and a picture to look at it, double-click to take it, open or close. Okay. So they've added like point-and-click features to a parser game. That's kind of cool. It's primarily like a lot of the Legend games are mainly like text adventures with graphics on them, but it seems they've added like some interactive features with the graphics. That's cool. You can... Okay, yeah. Installation, so we should be installed. That's fine. Anything else we want to know? Troubleshooting. Hopefully we won't need the troubleshooting section. Configuration options. So yeah, we got VGA or SVGA. Okay, I see. Just type these after writing home. Okay, AdLib Blaster MT32. So it should be set to that already. Music. Unlike Legend's previous games, Gateway 2 does not have sound effects. Okay. Okay. Sure. That's kind of weird. You'd think that if sound effects were standard in your previous games, you would include them in a new release, but looks like they're taking a step back in that regard. It's like, well, we just didn't include sound effects this year. Sure. We're so wise. Okay, I think that's good. Game interface. It looks like it works pretty much exactly like Gateway 1. We shouldn't have too much of an issue with that. Compass rose, verb menu, prepositions, objects, highlight bar, elevator boxes. Okay, that should be fine. Play the game with a mouse. If you have a mouse, playing this game is simplicity itself. Oh my gosh. Alright, finding words quickly. Okay. Playing without a mouse. Talking to characters. Function keys. Displays help. Menu screen. Puts you full screen text mode. Oh yeah, okay. Graphics window. Okie dokie. Save. Let's see. You can use the save command whenever you want to capture and store everything you've done so far. Alright. When you type save, name the save file. Okay. You just type save. Got it. And if you want to reload, you type restore. You talk to the game by telling the main character what you want him to do each turn. Alright, you can write north, south, down, south, west. Jump, scream. Eat magazine. Kiss the pretty blonde woman. Alright. Buy drink for Terry. Shoot gun at the alien. Get in ship, then close hatch. Alright. You'll encounter several screen interfaces that are different from the standard Legend interface described earlier. These alternate interfaces include cutscenes, dialogue trees, various futuristic computer systems, an alien genetic manipulator, a starship control panel, a robot interface, and other interesting devices and interfaces. Okay, that seems good. Let's kind of go through here. Let's see. 10 pieces of advice for novices or even old pros who are just plain stuck. Crime pays. Take everything that isn't nailed down. Keep your eyes open. Examine things that you come across. You'll get extra tidbits of info. 2 heads are better than 1. Play with a friend, relative, spouse, lover, etc. Even your pet cat may think of something you've overlooked. Adventuring can be a dangerous business. Save early, save often. Take it slow, read all the text, and examine the pictures carefully. If at first you don't succeed, if you get stuck at some point, do not go away mad. Just go away. Come back later with a fresh mind. Draw a map. Although there's an on-screen map, your hand-drawn map can include other information, such as what things are found where. We didn't create this manual to support our local printer. Read it. It was designed to remove technological obstacles and make your adventuring experience an enjoyable one. Try weird stuff. Sometimes trying wacky things will pay off with a clue. At the least, you'll probably uncover some wacky responses. If you're really desperate, look in the hint book. We promise we won't tell, but if you enjoy thrashing it out with other gamers, many computer game magazines and bulletin boards will run tips and hints for Gateway 2 Homeworld, especially if you ask. Tips to try at the start of the game. If you're really stuck on how to get started, try these 20 inputs right from the start. Alright, I think we'll be good. Game commands, brief. Oh, okay, that's how to, like, yeah, okay. Got it. Verbose, music on, music off. Oops. Take Bach. Oops, book. Okay. Pick first. Restart, save. Do verbose. Oh, there's abbreviations as well. Okay. Alright, so if you just want to, like, move around quickly. There's some more troubleshooting. Got an MT32, and I can't hear any music. Well, hopefully we won't have that. I have an SVGA monitor, and I'm having trouble. Okay. Oh, it's troubleshooting stuff there. Warranties, copyright, trademarks, and we're good. And they also have hint book on here. I want to take a look at this. So, hintbook.txt. The following text originally appeared in the pages of the official hint book from Legend Entertainment Company has been reproduced with permission. They actually include, like, the full-on hint book. Like the whole freaking hint book here for the whole game. Look at that. They just include it on the CD. You don't even have to buy it or anything. That's kind of amazing. Wow, that's cool. Awesome. Oh, and they have a command there to print manual and print hint book. That's cool. And there's a readme. But... I say it like it's a feature. New and improved. Now with no sound effects. Yeah. It was the game where you could use repeat to do an action again. Yeah. The parser seemed really well built. It did, yeah. Okay, well, let's try it out. Hopefully the music and everything will just work off the bat. Hopefully we set it up right. Let's go. Seems like it's working. Yep. MT32. There it goes. July 25th, 2112. Outpost Foxtrot 7, part of NASA's Deep Space Sensor. Oh god, I can't read it that fast. Alarms go off, sleepy crewmen stumble to their duty. Scientists study sensor readouts with a sudden sense of urgency. Okay, I can't read it that fast. You guys have to read it. Oh, 3 million ton object? Holy moly. Okay, now I can read it. Like, now it's just lingering. Okay. First the text flies by, and then when I stop reading it, it just... It's like, here you go. The artifact ignores all attempts at communication and holds position quietly and enigmatically. It seems to be waiting for something. When news of the artifact's appearance reaches Earth, the United Nations enters emergency session. The Earth's population watches and waits with growing fear. Is it a ship? If so, who is on board? It could be Heechee representatives of the benevolent civilization that left humanity a high-technology treasure trove when they vanished 500,000 years ago. Or they could be the Heechee's ancient enemies, a deadly race known as the Assassins who routinely wipe out entire civilizations. Meanwhile, how's the audio for you guys? August 15, 2112, San Francisco. While the UN deliberates and the rest of the world races close to the edge of panic, you ignore the hysteria and continue to enjoy your early retirement from the life of a gateway prospector. The $50 million bonus from your last mission ensured a comfortable existence. You have invested that money well, and you lead a quiet and prosperous life. You've just returned to your luxury high-rise condo and... Okay, couldn't read the rest of it. Whatever. We have a luxury high-rise condo, apparently. And I'm gonna miss it. You gotta go to dinner? Try to eat your own hat? Alright, I will try to eat the vase, the wastebasket, the white sofa. I'm gonna try to eat everything. The rolling MIDI is the sound of the season. It's a good sound. Good sound. The audio level's good, is like the game's not like too quiet or too loud, or it's not like picking up on my mic like crazy or anything. Living room. This is one of your primary residences. One of them. In the first game we started out like super poor, and then we became obscenely rich from prospecting. A 95th floor penthouse unit in the Bayside condo building in San Francisco. The living room of your condo is furnished in a clean, uncluttered way. A white sofa faces the ubiquitous PV console. Next to the PV is the smart building control unit that regulates everything from temperature to the resupply of your kitchen. The bedroom is to the southwest, and the foyer, or foyer? How do you say that? Is it foyer? I hear people pronounce it different ways. Is to the southeast, anyway. You see a control unit, a PV console, and a wastebasket here. In the wastebasket, you see some trash. Cool. Hey, Yopachi! I could turn up the MIDI a little. Okay, so the MT32 is all the way maxed out, but I can raise the volume of the, oops, sorry. Of the game in OBS. Give me a sec here. This really is simplicity itself. Hello, Parabex, welcome. How are you guys doing? Let's see here. So, MIDI, I'll raise it up a few decibels. Let me know if this is better or if that is too loud for you. Turn it up to 11. Hey, Fickle Pickle Pie, what's up? Does that sound better for you? Alright, so I'm gonna eat waste basket. The waste basket doesn't look very appetizing. Okay. Well, I didn't ask if it was appetizing, I asked you to eat it. Alright, let's see. Look in waste basket. I love these parser games. They're so much fun. You just type in what you want to do and then it either works or it doesn't, but just kind of play around with it. It's like talking to something. Like, I don't know. It's just cool. There's a game you literally never heard of? Oh yeah? I streamed Gateway 1 last year. It was awesome. I really liked it. This is the sequel to it. Is it coming through the mic? Can adjust the filter on the noise gate here. How are you doing, your mom? How's it going? that. Okay. So it should be playing through the capture. Like the little bar is moving on the OBS screen. It's probably just a quiet song for background. Okay, yeah. Love the setup, thank you. Guess I'm doing? Well, that's good. Doing is better than not doing. I saw you were playing some MechWarrior the other day. That's awesome. I freaking love BattleTech, MechWarrior stuff. Sounds direct to you? Okay, cool. Let's see. I'm gonna look at trash. Inside the wastebasket, you can see crumpled balls of paper, dead stalks from your Drummond fern, and other paper and plastic refuse. Eat stalks. Trash doesn't look very appetizing. Okay. It was the first real game you ever played? Hey, sweet. Oh my gosh, you got all the emotes. Holy crap. That's cool. You got the Merrick, the Federated Sons, you got Lau, you got Steiner over there, Karita. That's freaking cool. My friend and I guess probably about 2018, we like started a local BattleTech group at the local like card and board game shop. We just started playing there, just the two of us playing games of BattleTech every Thursday, or Wednesday rather, and did that every week for like a year, and then we finally got other people to start showing up, and then the more people showed up, the more people would like learn about it and start showing up, and now we've got like 20 people every week doing BattleTech. It's great. That's awesome. You're a huge BattleTech fan and you play tabletops? Sweet. That's so cool. That is so cool. Yeah, I backed the Kickstarters for the you know, the recent ones with they had the clan invasion, and then they did the one more recently with like the vehicles and mercenary stuff. I haven't played as much in this past year. I have just been so busy, but I'll go back at some point. Yeah, we do like quarterly events too, where we'll do like a whole all-day kind of a tournament sort of thing, where we'll do like the Battle for Tokayed, and then split off into groups with like really big numbers of units and do some like really big battles. It's always really fun. But, yeah, over 500 minis. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm honestly kind of surprised by how much that group has grown in the past few years. You ran the whole Tokayed campaign for your group? Took 18 months to finish it? That's really cool. That is so cool. That's really cool. Yeah, the last one I played as a Clan Wolf. What the hell's the term? I forget the terminology, but yeah, I played as Clan Wolf, and then we split off, and like each person got like their own clan, and based their stuff around the Tokayed rules for what clan can have what, and then a bunch of players would be like the Inner Sphere and have access to all that stuff. Really cool. He's built the old new books for it. That's great. That's really cool. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked from from the game because I'm just like geeking out over BattleTech. That's really cool. That is super cool. Oh man, I might do some MechWarrior this year as well. And I've been really wanting to try out the Crescent Hawks Inception. I haven't actually finished that one before. Let's see. Look in vase. Vase is empty. Eat vase. Vase is not appetizing. Okay. Eat sofa. The white sofa's not appetizing. Okay. Sit on sofa. You're now on the white sofa. Sleep on sofa. The white sofa would not make an adequate bed? Really? You can't sleep on the sofa? Oh my gosh. Relax on sofa. You know what would be really cool? A BattleTech text adventure like this. I think that would be so neat. I just love the BattleTech world. It's just so cool. You haven't done Revenge yet? Oh, okay. I got that. Gosh, it was probably like 4 years ago. I ordered a copy of that online and it came in the mail. I installed it and I beat it that day. I just sat there until I finished it. I love Crescent Hawk's Revenge. I thought it was so fun. Sofa needs ketchup. All right. Look at ketchup. Is there ketchup? You don't need to use the word ketchup in this game. That's disappointing. Yeah, I really liked Crescent Hawk's Revenge. That was fun. Let's see, look at books. Tucked into the shelf unit are a number of actual paper books. You developed a fondness for bound paper volumes after your last mission as a gateway prospector. Oh, what? The speaker on the PV console in the living room emits a series of chimes that you recognize as a priority override signal. You walk over to the PV and wait for the message to come through. Did I activate something, or was that like a timed activation thing? I don't know. The underwater scene on the large screen blinks out and is replaced for a brief moment by the Pacific Data Services logo and the words Priority Override in flashing red. A female voice says, "Your regional PV carrier, Pacific Data Services, is interrupting your access to the net for an emergency communication as authorized under FCC Regulation 2315-81. Stand by for an important message." Then a new image fades in, a man behind a huge desk, sitting in a majestic office in one of the 300-floor Needle Towers in New York. I gotta start playing Cloud.mid. Or Canyon.mid, I guess, would fit better. This sounds like such a, opening news sort of sequence. With a chill, you realize that you have seen this man before. He is a very senior executive at Gateway Enterprises, the largest and most powerful corporation in history. You met him once before on Gateway Station, when you were given the assignment that almost killed you. You were lucky to return from that mission, a dangerous adventure that brought you into contact with an assassin and earned you a cool $50 million. The man has a slightly stressed expression on his face. He looks like he has just discovered that there was a mix-up in his dinner reservations. "Hello again," he says in a mild voice. "Long time no see. This is a one-way, non-interactive communication. The outbound circuits in your PV are apparently not working." He continues, "I'll cut right to the chase. We would like your help again." You start shaking your head. The man holds up his hands defensively as if he can sense your reaction. No, don't worry. Doesn't require any FTL travel, activation of planetary cloaking systems, or encounters with the assassins. This time we just need a little of your time. As you are probably aware, we have been working overtime on the situation created by the appearance of the artifact. We don't know if it is a Hichi starship, an assassin battlecruiser, or an asteroid with an FTL power plant. It is too far away to get any kind of visual on it. We suspect that it is a ship, but it is currently completely inert. It has not shown any signs of activity since its emergence from Tau space 2.5 weeks ago. It might be waiting for us to make the first move. It might be waiting for reinforcements, or it might not be waiting for anything at all. It could just be a damn piece of rock. Anyway, we have decided to act. The UN has authorized the corporation to send out one of our experimental pulse drive scout ships to meet up with the thing. On board the ship will be a designated ambassador from Earth. The ship is almost ready to go, on a pad at Romeo Delta 2. The interesting part is that the Phoenix Sect, a cult of crazy assassin-worshipping fanatics, has killed our first choice for ambassador. The sect believes that the artifact is an assassin ship, and they don't want us heathens visiting a vessel crewed by their gods. About 18 hours ago, a sect hit squad infiltrated one of our compounds and blew Madam Ambassador, and themselves, into tiny pieces. This is bad news because the mission was ready to go. Luckily, we have an alternate ready, and we want your help in preparing him for his trip. We have about a day to brief him for the flight. You need to tell him everything you've learned, everything you know about the Heechee and the assassins. A few hours with you is probably better preparation than the orientation we gave the first ambassador anyway. I've assumed, perhaps rashly, that you will help, that you can leave right now, and that you will perform this service for free. I know your motivation in helping us with that other problem was more altruistic than financial anyway, and I think you will have more money than you know what to do with. An air car will be arriving on top of your building within a couple of minutes to pick you up. Don't pack, this should only take a few hours. Thank you in advance for your help. The image of the executive disappears and the female voice says, "Your access to your PV has been restored. We apologize for the inconvenience." The fish reappear on the screen. Alright, look at fish. An animated aquarium scene currently occupies the PV screen. You selected this as the default program for the PV when it is dormant. So you have a fish screensaver. One of those aquarium screensavers. Eat fish. The PV console doesn't look very appetizing. Eat lamp. Yep. One moment. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. What do we got? Eat plant. Alright, can I eat anything? Oh, we got a cutscene. The PV console in the living room chimes again. I'm busy trying to eat the furniture and everything in it, and they want my help. The familiar female voice says, "An individual who wishes to keep his identity confidential is urgently requesting an audio-only collect call. Because your outbound circuits are temporarily down, Pacific Data Services has decided to forward the call." A throaty whisper comes over the PV speaker. A throaty whisper? What'd that sound like?
"Please listen very carefully. You are in great danger. Sect Hit Squad is on its way to your location.
Is that a throaty whisper? I don't know.
An ECM team has already disabled the outbound circuits of your PV and frozen the building elevators. When the Hit Squad arrives, they will reactivate the elevators and use them to reach your floor. They have instructions to kill you."
The only way out is for you. That kind of hurts my throat. The only way out for you is via the stairs. You must find a way to keep the elevators down and use the stairs to get to the roof. The Hit Squad could be there any minute. You must hurry. Please heed this warning. I am an FBI agent operating undercover in a cell of the Phoenix Sect. I'm calling you on my own initiative. My request to get either official approval to warn you were denied. I don't know why. Either you are considered expendable or the Bureau has been penetrated. Anyway, good luck. We all owe you one. Speaker clicks and the female voice says, "Call terminated." Part 1, Escape. Oh man. Alright, save to escape. That works. Alright, take lamp. You hoist up the lamp and stride around the room in a determined sort of way. After a few moments, you realize you don't really have anywhere to take the lamp. You return the lamp to its proper spot. Let's see. Take book. You pick out a book, scan through it, and put it back on the shelf. Okay. Look at shelves. Take sofa. You can't take the sofa. Take plant. Hey, leave the plant alone. Take control unit. Is there anything I can take? Open window. Pound on the thick glass. Nothing happens. Eat knee. Wouldn't you rather be playing one of those Leisure Suit Larry or Leisure Suit Adventure games? What? Eat me. Wouldn't you rather be playing one of those Leisure Suit Adventure games? What? I don't get it. Okay. Oh wait, do I not? Oh, there's this mouse. Okay. Oh. Getting off the white sofa first. This is the foyer of your condominium. Because this is an exclusive development, you have your own elevator entrance. The elevator doors are set into the wall to the east, surrounded tastefully by reflective glass. Imagine having an elevator that just goes straight up into your room. It'd be kind of wild. God, it would be so difficult to get furniture in and out of your house, though. The living room of your condo is to the northwest, and a hallway leads south. A small sign is mounted discreetly on the glass. Okay, read sign. Warning, do not use elevator during a fire or earthquake emergency. If the smart building control system detects such an emergency, the elevator will stop at the current floor and lock in place until the priority alert is canceled. In the event of an emergency, please use the stairs to reach the roof of the building for evacuation. Put another dirty word in and see if you get the same answer. Oh, maybe. What should I type? Remove pants. This coverall has been with you ever since the original days on Gateway. You can't bear to part with it. Undress. You aren't wearing anything? Whoa. Whoa, I'm not wearing anything? Alright. Oh, there's my bed. This is the bedroom of your bachelor pad condominium. An old-fashioned queen-size bed occupies the middle of the room. Two plain bedside tables sit on either side of the bed. The living room is off to the northeast. On the bedside table, you see a matchbook. On the bed, you see a newsfax. Look at matchbook. The grungy folded matchbook is the only souvenir you have from the rough and tumble Blue Hell bar aboard Gateway Station. The matchbook is made of blue plastic. In small letters in the front of the matchbook is the following. Blue Hell bar, have a drink before you go. Self-igniting matches. There's one match left. Take matchbook. You take it? Alright. Look at fax. On the bed you see a news fax that you printed from a library terminal on the plane back from Hawaii. The news fax is a flimsy sheet of paper with text printed on one side. You hear the elevator start up with a whine. The terrorists must be in the building. You aren't wearing anything, yet you're wearing pants. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Are there stairs here? Open window. Take sculpture. So ugly you can't bring yourself to take it. And why is it in my room? The elevator doors open and three men dressed completely in black run into the condominium. You're spotted almost immediately. One of the men produces a sleek energy weapon and points it at you. A red dot appears at the center of your forehead. Then the energy weapon snarls and your world disintegrates in a white-hot flash. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, I screwed around too much. God damn it. Take matchbook. Take fax. See what I can find here. East. Elevator doors are closed. South. Oh, here's the hallway. This probably leads to the stairs. Yeah. Okay. Open door. I'm not successful? Can I... read sign. For your safety and convenience, the stairwell will be sealed off unless an emergency has been declared by the smart building system. In the unlikely event of such an emergency, the bolt securing this door will automatically release. Oh. Okay. Have a match. Is there... Look at ceiling. Nothing special about the ceiling. I wonder if I have to, like, light the match to, like one of those, fire alarm detectors or something. Not sure. Okay, so it's closed. Elevator, railing, sign, windows. Let's see. Light match. You pull the last match of the matchbook. Head flares and burns brightly. It's now lit. Burn trash. You drop the match into the waste paper basket, then the refuse around the match catches fire for a few moments, producing a cloud of blue smoke. The little fire goes out as the smoke drifts lazily around the room, eventually reaching a hidden sensor and tripping the smart building fire alarm. A screeching howl fills the condominium and a flat computerized voice says, "Attention homeowner, the smart building system has detected a fire. Please evacuate immediately. My score has gone up by 10. Note, you can activate and deactivate score change notifications using the notify command." Huzzah. Alright, so now I should be able to get the hell out of here. Let's, tinny voice comes from somewhere in your condominium's living room. "Attention homeowner, the smart building..." Okay. Let's see, open door. Yes! Exit room. Haha! Figured it out. You bound into the stairwell and scramble up 5 flights of stairs to the building roof. When you swing open the external door to the roof, you're greeted by a burly man in a combined military uniform. Combined Military Force CMF uniform. He takes you to a waiting air car. Look at that. Oh, there's our little air car. Look at it. Look at it fly. Look at it fly. Whee! You wanna focus? Okay. Whee! Look at it go! There you go. The air car takes you south of San Francisco, following the Pacific coast. After a long ride at an altitude of 2,500 meters, the car begins a descent into a huge installation. You recognize it by the cluster of launch pads and towering launch vehicles. This is a Romeo Delta II, one of the Gateway Corporation's vast research and development centers. Romeo Delta II was built on what used to be Vandenberg Air Force Base. Romeo Delta II is enormous. Scattered over several square miles are CMF military outpost labs, administration buildings, communication centers, and the launch facilities for the orbital transfer ships that do the hard work of lifting payloads to the waiting space stations. Oh man, look at these cutscenes. This is advanced. This is some advanced tech here. Got these cutscenes. That's so cool. I like this. A little pod flyer. A little pixel pod. After a long glide down, the air car lands near a multi-story bunker-like structure identified by a sign as Research Center Building 1. You follow your quiet CMF escort into the research center. After a brisk walk through several laboratories, the CMF MP motions you into a conference room. You cool your heels for more than 2 hours before you're joined by a harried-looking woman. She moves over to the display screens on one side of the room. I'm Marie Claire, a Gateway Corporation senior scientist. I'll give you some background into info before you brief the ambassador. A ship equipped with a fusion pulse drive is sitting on Pad Tango 3. This vessel can maintain a constant 1G acceleration, which means it is quite capable of reaching points outside the solar system in a relatively short time. This ship, called the Aquila, is what the ambassador will use to rendezvous with the artifact. She continues. The trip to the artifact will take about 4 months. The ambassador will spend that time. She pauses as a strange barking alarm goes off in the laboratory outside, followed by the buzz of excited voices and the sound of running feet. Marie frowns and heads for the door, throwing a rushed, "Excuse me, something's up," over her shoulder as she leaves. 20 minutes later, she's back. She looks terrified. She sits down from across from you, her hands shaking. "I'll make this quick," she says in a distressed voice. "You came at a very bad time. The complex is under attack. We've been gassed. While you've been sitting in here, some kind of nerve agent has been released across Romeo Delta 2. Almost everybody is dead." Holy shit. Okay. "We've been incredibly lucky. This part of the lab building is a positive pressure facility, which means that it's temporarily resistant to gas. They don't have much longer, though. At some point, the gas will seep into the building. I think the attackers are Phoenix Sect. We know they want the Aquila ship. They want to get to the artifact before anybody else, and the Aquila probe ship is the only human-built vessel capable of reaching points outside the solar system in under a year. We have to keep that ship out of the hands of the Sect. There's an auto-launch program on the mission control computer that will fuel the ship, activate the onboard autopilot, and trigger a liftoff. If the probe ship is launched in this fashion, it will fly to the artifact on autopilot. The alternative is to destroy the ship so that the Sect can't use it. An auto-launch is better." Marie writes something on a piece of paper. The auto-launch authentication is... The door to the conference room bursts open. A figure dressed all in black and wearing a gas mask appears just inside the room. He's holding a radio and a gun. The gun snarls and flashes brightly. Marie's thrown out of her chair as she's struck by a cloud of steel flechettes. Oh my god. This game is just like ramping up so freaking fast. 1 minute we're just hanging out in our apartment, just trying to eat trash, watching our fish screensaver. Next minute we got crazy cultists storming the building. We're lighting stuff on fire. We're escaping out the fire escape. We're getting flown out in these little pods across the country. Oh my gosh, we're at a military facility that's getting gassed and shot up. This lady is just helping us. She just... Okay. The attacker runs into the room and his gun swivels to cover you. The man's fingers tighten on the trigger, then pauses. He lowers the gun slightly and speaks into his radio in a harsh, clipped voice. "Looking Glass, this is Mock Turtle. Building 1 in Wonderland Sector 1 is secure. I'm the only survivor of my squad, but all of the Charlie Mikes are down and all civvies are down except for one. The last civvy is the guy the hit team was supposed to plug in Frisco. What to do with him?" The radio crackles. "Looking Glass to Mock Turtle. Waste the civvy and then sit tight. Good work. Sorry about your men." Harris looks back at you and raises the gun. You flinch as the gun explodes in an orange flash. It takes you a moment to realize that the flash wasn't a shot. The gun literally exploded in the terrorist's hand as it was hit by a bullet from outside the room. The explosion is followed by two sharp cracks from just outside the conference room. The black-suited attacker is spun around by the impact of high-velocity slugs and drops to the floor on top of Marie, his radio dropping to the floor nearby. Your combined military force escort pokes his head into the conference room and waves an assault rifle in the terrorist direction. "You lose," he hisses at the terrorist's body. "All the Charlie mics weren't down after all, you son of a bitch." He looks at you. "Hey buddy, it's a damn war zone out there. You better sit tight in here." The soldier runs off. Jeez. Alright, the laboratory conference room is a utilitarian area outfitted with a conference table and twin display screens. The exit is to the east. White lab rats run tirelessly around a series of cages set into the wall across from the table. You see a radio, a dead terrorist, and a dead scientist here. On the table, you see a slip of paper. The dead terrorist is wearing a gas mask and a utility belt. On the utility belt, you see a hand grenade. Alright, let's save. We'll save, what the heck? Cool. Let's see. Look at dead guy. You don't need to use the word guy in this game. Okay. Take utility belt. The belt is fastened around the dead terrorist. You can't remove it. The radio crackles. Looking Glass, this is Cheshire Cat. The drones have achieved blanket coverage of Wonderland. Cameras aboard the RPVs are showing very high casualty rates. We estimate that 75% of the Charlie mics are down and that 95% of the civvies are down. All baseline objectives have been reached. Can I take the radio? You take radio. Radio crackles. Cheshire Cat, this is Looking Glass. Good work. Launch the second wave when ready. Looking Glass, this is Cheshire Cat. The mobile launchers are fueling up the drones right now. Can I take grenade? You gingerly remove the hand grenade from the dead terrorist's belt. You handle the deadly egg with caution. Looking Glass, this is Mad Hatter. Lab buildings in Wonderland Sector 2 are secure. All civvies are dead. Mad Hatter, this is Looking Glass. Good work, sit tight. You hear an almost inaudible whimper, followed by a pitiful squeak. You look over at the source of the noises and recoil in horror. The lab rats in the cages set into the wall are in convulsions, their mouths foaming as colorless and odorless toxic gas filters into the room and destroys their nervous and respiratory systems. Oh shit. Take gas mask and put it on. Carefully pull the gas mask off the dead terrorist. Looking Glass, this is Flamingo Leader. Flamingo 3 is on its way to Alice and will cross into Wonderland in 10 minutes. ETA to Alice, 15 minutes. Flamingo Leader, this is Looking Glass. Make sure that Flamingo 3 goes undetected. You put on the gas mask. The radio crackles. Flamingo Leader to Looking Glass, yes sir? The first two tilt rotors didn't have any problems when they touched down south of the labs. They went in before all the Charlie mics were down. We should be okay. Those planes are maneuverable as hell. I want to take paper. Take the slip of paper from the table. Looking Glass to Flamingo Leader, don't get cocky. Read paper. On the slip of paper, you see the following notes and scribbles. Authentication Airy. Radio crackles. Looking Glass, this is March Hare. Lab buildings in Wonderland Sector 3 are secure. All civvies are down. Okay. Look at scientist. Marie Claire is lying on the floor of the conference room. Her uniform is ripped and bloodied in more than a dozen places where the deadly hail of metal flechettes tore through the cloth and her flesh. That sucks. Looking Glass to March Hare. Look. Good work. Sit tight. Look at terrorists. Is there anything else here? Dead terrorist is slumped over the body of poor Marie Claire. His bodysuit is burned where the gun exploded after being hit by the high-velocity projectiles from the CMF soldier's weapon. Looking Glass, this is Duchess. We have severed the main fiber optic lines leading in and out of Romeo Delta 2. We've also cut the lines coming in from all nearby towns. Look at rats. Lab rats are quite dead. Oh, great. How about the cellular communication towers? Let's go east. Engineering lab. This is an engineering lab dedicated to finding uses for the mysterious Heechee artifacts brought back from distant worlds by Gateway prospectors. This part of the lab is dominated by a large computer-controlled robot arm that is used for handling potentially dangerous equipment. Just behind the robot arm to the north is a workbench. Beyond the workbench is an exit leading north and down. Other exits are to the west, southwest, south, and southeast. The heavy robot arm is moving spastically in all directions. The lab workbench has a silver plaque. On the lab workbench, you see a tuning fork. Okay. The radio crackles. The towers were blown at the beginning of the operation. This entire area should be blacked out as far as commo goes. Let's see. What the heck, too? There we go. Take tuning fork. Tuning fork is just beyond the wildly flailing robot arm. You move into harm's way in your attempt to reach the tuning fork and wind up being clobbered by the claw at the end of the robot arm. You retreat outside the reach of the mechanical dervish. Radio crackles. Looking Glass, White Rabbit, we have secured the National Guard compound at Castillo. Castillo? All service personnel on duty are dead or incapacitated. Interface cable. Look at cable. A black plastic cable leads from the base of the robot arm to a metal housing not far away. The cable ends in a square data connector. The data connector is plugged into a socket on the metal housing. Unplug cable. You hunker down on the floor, crawl forward far enough to grab the cable, and examine the black plastic carefully. After a moment of deliberation, while the arm slashes through the air overhead, you yank on the cable. The connector comes free of the socket, and the robot arm immediately shuts down. My score went up by 10. White Rabbit here. We're one step ahead of you. We have appropriated 5 National Guard vehicles from the camp at Castillo. They are standard troop carriers, ground effect vehicles capable of high-speed travel. We are rolling. ETA Wonderland Gate 1 in 25 minutes. Take tuning fork. Alright, you take the tuning fork from the lab bench. Looking Glass is the Queen of Hearts. All Hedgehog units are rolling. We are a click behind the White Rabbit decoy vehicles. Cool, I got the tuning fork. Let's read plaque. A plaque on the workbench reads... I can speak. A plaque on the workbench reads as follows. Heechee Artifact 193948, tuning fork. Special note, do not use in the presence of machinery with crystal components. High frequency sound emissions will crack certain types of crystal. Okay, well that's gotta be a hint. We're gonna have to smash some sort of crystal with that, probably. Looking Glass to all units, the operation has entered its most critical phase. Our ground forces are on their way to Wonderland. They will be in contact with the enemy in 20 minutes or so. Hail the new beginning. Okay. Read sign. Warning, industrial robot, keep out of the robot arm's arc of travel during operation. A new Earth! Hail the new beginning! Okay, we have a lot of directions we can go. Wander around in a maze of labs and almost get lost. After a moment of panic, you find your way back to the engineering lab. Looking Glass, this is Cheshire Cat. The second wave of drone aircraft is on its way. Things are looking good. Hail the new beginning. Okay, what's north? Tram station. This is a familiar sight, a station platform for a maglev people mover. These highly efficient tram vehicles ride on a magnetic repeller field, levitating over a guideway as they travel at high speeds, hence the name maglev. They are commonly used for ferrying people around airports, downtown areas, or large installations like Romeo Delta 2. Directly in front of you to the north is the maglev guideway for the tram. A red sign with an arrow pointing up identifies this station as Research Center. The exit to the engineering lab is to the south. Griffin leader to Looking Glass. Griffin ground attack aircraft are airborne. ETA Wonderland 10 minutes. Make your list and check them twice. We're carrying some heavy ordnance. Okay. Don't think there's anything else up there that I need. I go west. This is back where I started. Hey ho, Daddy-o, you guys are good. This is the best organized operation I've seen in years. This is Looking Glass. Who are you? What unit? Ow. I'm a Merkin Bravo company. I don't mean to break commo discipline, but I thought I'd tell you how impressed I was. Go down? What was down? Queen of Hearts, this is Looking Glass. Find the man in Bravo Company who broke commo discipline and shoot him. Do it now. Oh, there's a tram here. Okay. Tram pulls into the station and stops in front of you. A door on the side of the tram opens with a soft hiss. Let's go in. Tram interior. The interior of the tram is pretty much what you had expected. A row of metal seats runs down each side of the vehicle. Windows provide the illusion of exterior visibility, but in reality, the heavy tinted glass does not let much light in or out. A monitor at the front of the tram displays the current location and next stop. The scene would be perfectly innocuous if it weren't for the macabre presence of a corpse slumped in a forward seat. The dead passenger must have been caught by the chemical attack on the base. You see a dead passenger here. Radio crackles. Looking Glass to all units. Maintain commo discipline. You hear an obnoxious two-tone warning bell from a speaker over the tram door. Okay, look at dead. Look at corpse. Whatever. A man is slumped in one of the tram's seats, obviously dead. His head lolls against the seat and his arm hangs out into the aisle. The gas must have caught him on his way between tram stations. He has no destination now. He just keeps riding the tram around its circular track, around and around. Ugh, pretty morbid. Radio crackles. Flamingo 3 to Flamingo Leader. I'm over the Wonderland perimeter. My plane has been acquired by a missile seeker. I repeat, Charlie Mike has a Zulu missile lock-on. Oh crap, they're launching. Lane, chaff, evasive maneuvers. The missile's tracking. It's off the port side. Oh. Harsh electronic voice from speakers inside the tram says, "Stop, do not enter. The doors are closing now." Moments later, the tram door slides shut and the vehicle jerks forward. Its acceleration smoothly. It accelerates smoothly as it pulls away from the station. Hey, thank you for the follow. I don't like Jello. How you doing? How did I miss follow after last stream? Oh, I don't know. That's fine. Hope you're doing well. Welcome in. What are you up to today? Anything cool? Oh man, this game has been intense. Alright, look out window. Can't see anything beyond the heavily tinted glass of the tram windows. The radio crackles. Flamingo Leader to Looking Glass. Flamingo 3 is down. I have to assume all 20 Footman Commandos went with it. Tram hurdles along the track. Got you, I'm doing good. We're playing more Sierra. Too much nostalgia? Oh, sweet. Sweet. Love Sierra stuff. What did I type that got the reference? It was, eat me. That's what I typed, yeah. Wouldn't you rather be playing one of those Leisure Suit adventure games? I don't know why if I type eat me, it has a little bit of a reference to Leisure Suit Larry there, but... Man. Have you played Gateway or Gateway 2? This is the sequel. I did Gateway for December last year, and I loved it. It was so good. I also did Mission Critical, which was also by Legend. Although Mission Critical was a little bit later, so it was just a point-and-click adventure game. It didn't have like the text parser stuff. I really like the text parser ones. Really, really good. I want to check out a lot more of the Legend parser games, like think Sorcery 101, 201, and 301 were 3 different games that are in the same format, uses the same engine. I'd like to try those out. But played Leisure Suit Larry 2 well before I was old enough to get any references. That's cool. Yeah, these games are really fun. I love the text parser stuff. You can do all kinds of neat things, and it's a really nice parser system that they have here. The radio crackles. We lost a transport. We lost the main commando team. The tram begins decelerating. Okay. I don't think there's much I can do here, so I'm just going to hit tuning fork. You strike the tuning fork, it produces an eerie ringing tone. The radio crackles. Looking Glass to Mad Hatter, March Hare, and Mock Turtle, Flamingo 3 went down. As you know, Flamingo 3 was carrying the Alice assault team. The tram loses speed as it pulls into the next station. The door in the side opens with a soft hiss. Okay, exit door. Let's see where we end up. This is one of the 3 tram stations located on the Romeo Delta base. Directly in front of you to the north is the Maglev guideway for the team. A red sign with an arrow pointing up identifies the station as Launchpad. The exit to the Launchpad is south. The radio crackles. We're going to have to wait until the Hedgehogs arrive to secure Alice. We think the armored column will break through in a few minutes. They should arrive at Alice in an hour or so. We'll have them pick you up on the way. Take charge of the lead vehicle when they arrive. Alright, see what we got here. You navigate through a Brobdingnag. Hold on a second. Where? Oh. Is that the same word? I have a Brobdingnag bullfrog right here. I don't know how well you can see it, but oh, right here. It's a sorcery card. It's a word that I don't often see. I don't know if I can. It is very. The glare is awful. Alright, whatever. Brobdingnag bullfrog. That is not a word I typically see. You navigate through a Brobdingnagian forest. Brobdingnagian forest. Okay. Of gigantic gantry structures until you locate the correct launch pad. You find it by the sign attached to a huge structural girder, pad T3. You look up and up and up. The gantry and the launch vehicle tower above you, a collection of awkward, spidery girders rising alongside a sleek spacecraft. You take a moment to admire the Aquila probe ship, a graceful delta-winged bird sitting atop 2 powerful boosters. After a moment of contemplation, you enter a door at the base of the gantry structure and find yourself in a mechanical room underneath the main engines of the Aquila launch vehicle. This is the mechanical room used for troubleshooting and backup manual control of the probe ship launch systems. The room is dominated by the components of the fuel transfer system, which include 3 heavy pipes color-coded red, yellow, and blue, and a complex console used for fault isolation and problem resolution. An elevator is set into the wall to the west. The elevator doors are open. Above the elevator doors is an arrow pointing up and the stenciled words, "To ship." You see a console, a yellow pipe, a red pipe, and a blue pipe here. The radio crackles. Mad Hatter to Looking Glass, we weren't briefed on Alice. Only assault team aboard Flamingo 3 knew the ultimate mission objective. What are we securing exactly, and where is it? When did I start up that collection behind me? Oh. it's mainly like RPG books. I've got I don't know how well you can see it, but this over here, this side, these are like Doom and Quake and I don't know, big box game stuff. Over here, this section here is Apple II and Commodore stuff. And then over here is mainly so this row here is Numenera books, the Numenera role-playing game. And then down here and lower is Dungeons and Dragons, first, second, and third edition primarily. And then over here we've got these are Warhammer, like old 80s, like Warhammer, Realm of Chaos, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, things like that. Down here is Shadowrun and Cyberpunk. And then down here is Battletech. That whole row is pretty much all Battletech. Yeah. Anyway, stuff I've been collecting for since I was a kid, really. Like things I got from yard sales when I was a kid, wherever, and just held on to, and I don't know. I like the old RPG stuff. So. Yeah. Hey, Bloody Cactus, how you doing? Gateway 2 is fantastic. So far, it's been really good. It has been really good. How are you doing? And how are you doing, Ocarina? Okay, what the hell am I doing in this room? Look at system controls. The following text is flashing on the fuel system console screen. Fuel system online. No faults reported. System is functioning within normal operating parameters. Yeah, I played through Gateway 1 for December last year, and I loved it. I thought it was like, one of the best games I played that year. I didn't even know they had a sequel until a few months ago. And I don't have like the full box and everything, but I did find a disc for it, and yeah, so there you go. Is that a Hero Quest box up and above my head? Probably not over there, but I do have Heroes Quest in Hero Quest in the closet. Hello, DVAFP. How you doing? Welcome in. I pop in here every so often. Your room's like a time machine to the 90s. Yeah, there's a lot of old stuff in my room. Definitely a lot of old stuff. If I turn this over this way, you can kind of see this is like my bookshelf, and I've got like I think about 400 D&D books. This whole wall here pretty much is all the D&D paperbacks. And then this one is Dragonlance, Shadowrun, Battletech novels, the Magic the Gathering, some Star Wars. But yeah. I don't know, I have too much shit. I got too much stuff. Anyway, no faults reported. System is functioning within normal operating parameters. That's good. That's good. This is Looking Glass. Given the state of things, I guess I have to open the kimono. Alice is a Gateway Corporation heavy lift rocket located on Pad Tango 3 in the Wonderland Launch Complex. The payload is a new Corporation probe ship, a long-range interplanetary pulse drive scout vessel. You will lead the hedgehogs to Alice. Your instructions will be to secure and hold Alice until the tech team arrives. Do not damage any launch vehicle systems. Don't touch. Oh my gosh. Open elevator? Elevator doors are already open. Oh, okay. Griffin leader to Looking Glass. The Griffins are crossing into the perimeter into Wonderland. Any target requests. Enter elevator? You enter the elevator. It senses your presence and the doors hiss shut, sealing off the outside world for the moment. A few seconds later, the elevator begins moving up. Your heart sinks into your stomach and your ears pop as the elevator accelerates. The ride lasts only for a few moments, then the elevator stops and the doors open. You step out onto the gantry platform. You're standing on a platform that is 250 meters above the ground. Directly in front of you to the south is the smooth side of the probe ship. On either side of the probe ship, you can see the Romeo Delta II installation spread out to the horizon. A thin ribbon of concrete catches your eye. It is the tram guideway, far below you to the southwest. Looking glass to Griffin Leader, stand by. Okay, let's, Can I go in? You climb inside the probe ship. You're inside the aft section of the probe ship, a Spartan metal cabin dominated by a cryogenic suspension capsule bolted to the far wall. Across the capsule is the hull door through which you have entered the ship. Mounted on the wall next to the door is a small sign and a red button. Above the cryo-sleep capsule is a medkit cabinet. Rungs embedded in the side of the ship lead up to the flight deck. Looking glass, this is White Rabbit. We have established contact with Romeo Delta Base. I think we spoofed them. Can I change the background for the text to be in dark mode? I don't think so. No. I don't think that's a thing. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. Legend games do not have dark mode. Yeah. Alright, let's go up. This is the probe ship flight deck. It looks more like the cockpit of a sophisticated airplane than a spacecraft, with two contoured seats facing a series of consoles covered with dial switches, indicators, lights, and controls of every description. You can see out the front of the ship through thick crystal viewports. Above the viewports is a bank of monitors. To the rear of the ship, east or down, is the cabin. White Rabbit, what do you mean you think? Did they buy it or not? Alright, use ship controls? Please say that another way. Sit in command chair. You're now in the command chair. Yeah, they bought it. Did you tell them the Griffins were on their way? Looks like a fun game. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I would definitely recommend the first Gateway. And so far, this has been pretty nifty. What do I do? Activate ship controls. You touch the controls, nothing happens, they are dead. Yeah, I told them the Griffins were F-27s. Can I turn on ship? Can't turn that on. All units, this is Looking Glass. We have ground support aircraft standing by. I have no idea what I'm doing. Look at controls. The flight deck is filled with a bewildering variety of instruments and controls. The instruments are dark and inactive. Okay. Is there an on button? White Rabbit here. I'm feeding them as much disinformation as I can. Okay. Wonder what? Look at command chair. In keeping with the traditional layout of aircraft and spacecraft everywhere, the left seat on the flight deck is the command chair. The co-pilot seat is off to the right. Looking Glass here. Maintain the deception as long as possible. Okay, maybe I need to do something else here. Hedgehog units, prepare for contact. Alright, west, east. Griffin Leader, stand by. We're going to have your first target in a matter of minutes. Orbit to the north of Wonderland. Griffin Leader here. Understood. North. That goes out here. Cheshire Cat to Looking Glass. The second wave of RPVs is now crossing into Wonderland. See a console, a yellow pipe, a red pipe, and a blue pipe. Looking Glass, roger. Look at console. The The fuel transfer system console rises out of the floor next to the forest of fuel pipes. On the console you see a screen, a keypad, lights, indicators, and a lever. The screen is up, lit with text. Okay. White Rabbit here, we've been made. Airstrike request, Wonderland Gate 1 bunker. Looking Glass to Griffin Leader, go for it. Griffin Leader here, on our way to Gate 1. Okay, read text. The following text is flashing on the fuel system control screen. Fuel system online. No faults reported. Systems functioning with normal operating parameters. Queen of Hearts to White Rabbit. Hedgehog units will move in as soon as the Griffins pound the crap out of Gate 1. Pull lever. You push the lever to the offline position. The console screen displays new information. Read console. Fuel system offline. No faults reported. Standing by. Cheshire Cat here. The drone aircraft have saturated Wonderland. They are dispersing a second load of D-70 nerve agent. We have complete coverage. Okay. Look at system controls. That's the same thing. Good work, Cheshire Cat. Standing by. Look at yellow pipe. One of the 3 pipes that runs from floor to ceiling is covered in a number of places with yellow painted stripes. Stenciled on the pipe is the word hydrazine. A box-like flow sensor unit, also identified with yellow paint, is attached to the pipe. White Rabbit here, nice shooting, Griffin Leader. Your planes took out that bunker in one pass. What are you using, napalm? Okay, I'm not really sure what to do in here. Down, up. Negative, we're not living in the Stone Age. Napalm went out with the minigun. Yellow pipe has a yellow fuel sensor. Or yellow fuel flow sensor. Red fuel flow sensor. Okay, I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is just yet. White Rabbit here. The hedgehogs are now advancing through the flames near the Gate 1 bunker. The decoy vehicles are holding outside the gate. These rinky-dink National Guard transports can't take the heat like those hover tanks can. Queen of Hearts command tank is in the lead. Look at guideway. A raised metal and concrete guideway provides the second component of the tram vehicle support and propulsion system. It generates the repeller field that allows the tram to glide over a practically frictionless surface. The guideway enters a tunnel on either side of the tram station. Looking Glass to Queen of Hearts, your hedgehog tanks are going to run into some stiff resistance at the CMF Markham outpost about a click south of Gate 1. The Charlie Mikes have established a defensive cordon across the base highway. Queen of Hearts here. Hey, Griffin Leader, can you beat the bushes near the base highway about a click south of Gate 1? Sure like to have our Charlie Mike friends eat some cluster bombs before we have to face them. Okay. Wait for the maglev. Authentication area. Okay. Griffin Leader, on our way. A one-piece coverall covers your entire body with the exception of your hands and head. Looking Glass to all units, we have intercepted a radio broadcast that indicates that squadrons of U.S. ground attack aircraft and fighter interceptors are scrambling from air bases to the north and south. See what's out here? Oh. March Hare here. What is the ETA? Half hour, maybe. How are we gonna deal with them, Looking Glass? Computerized voice booms from overhead speakers and echoes throughout the station. Attention, please. The tram will arrive at the station in 1 minute. Please stand back from the guideway. Thank you. Hitting them with everything we have. They're dug in pretty well and armed to the teeth. They had a nasty surprise waiting for you. We're actually taking fire. Okay, enter door. Alright. Time passes. The Griffin leader here. We're taking fire from units on the ground near Markham. We've lost one aircraft, and I have damage reports from 2 more. We have made several direct hits on CMF troops and equipment with smart munitions, but there are still Charlie Mikes alive and kicking. They're all yours, Queen of Hearts. Graham hurdles along the track. Queen of Hearts here. The leading hover tank elements will be in contact with CMF troops at Markham in 5 minutes. Looking Glass to Griffin leader, was that a pansy-ass way of saying that you're out of ammo, or are you scared of a little rocket fire from Charlie Mike positions? What gives, Griffin? Graham loses speed as it pulls into the next station. Door on the side opens. So exit door. Where am I now? Where the hell am I? Wait, I'm back here? Okay. Weird. Okay, Griffin, take up an orbit over Wonderland and wait orders. We want to keep whatever you've got left in reserve. Griffin leader here, understood. Alright. Queen of Hearts here. We're now in contact with the forward elements of the Charlie Mike defensive perimeter. Looking Glass to Queen of Hearts. As soon as you're in the Wonderland complex, pick up Mad Hatter at the Alice Lab complex and escort his squad to Alice. This is Hedgehog 2. The command tank has been hit by a kinetic kill weapon of some kind. Look at monitors. Immediately above the cockpit windows are a row of monitors. The monitors are dark. Ship controls. Filled with a bewildering variety of instruments and controls. Oh yeah, I forgot you can like click on stuff in the images too. That's nice. The co-pilot's seat is on the right-hand side of the flight deck. Looks as functional and uncomfortable as the command chair does. The Eye in the Sky is now transmitting on U.S. tactical and command channels. They will detour the attacking aircraft to a point 30 clicks south of here. How the heck do I turn the ship on? I'm sitting in the command chair. This is the probe ship flight deck. It looks more like a cockpit of a sophisticated airplane than a spacecraft, with 2 contoured seats facing a series of consoles covered with dial switches, indicators, and lights, and controls of every description. You can see out the front ship through the thick crystal viewports. Bank of monitors. To the rear of the ship is the cabin. Okay. Enter cabin? Oh, this is this section, okay. Close hull door. The door slides shut. You hear a brief whine while the air inside the probe ship is cycled out and replaced by air from the internal tanks, followed by a pleasant chime. Ugh. Is that what I needed? Sit in command chair. Look at controls. They're dark and inactive. Turn on controls? You touch the controls, nothing happens, they're dead. Okay, look at rungs. Rungs set into the deck permit vertical movement between the fore and aft parts of the ship while the craft's on the launch pad. Read paper. Authentication Airy. Makes you think you can pilot a ship? Wow, this character piloted many ships in Gateway 1. So, should be able to handle this one. I'm just not sure how I'm supposed to turn it on. Flight deck, co-pilot's chair. Sit in co-pilot chair. Now in the co-pilot's chair. I don't think that does me any good. Pull grenade pin. You close your eyes and pull on the grenade pin. There's a great deal more resistance than you expect. You give it a firm yank. The pin gives way suddenly, flying out of your hand and landing out of sight with a metallic plink. You now have 4 minutes before the grenade detonates with the force equivalent to half a ton of TNT. Okay. Let's not do that. Tell the computer to launch? Doesn't make any sense to me. Tell computer to launch. Talk to computer. Can't talk to some ship controls. Man. Gosh, I'm not sure. Fuel system on offline. Let's see. Pull lever. Setting it to the online position. Reactivating the automatic fuel transfer system. Text on the console screen goes back to the state that you saw when you came in the mechanical room. Hail the new beginning! Oh shit, what happened? I ran out of time, I guess. The sect paramilitary units finally overrun Romeo Delta 2. You're discovered by a squad of large angry men dressed all in black. They are carrying an arsenal of weapons, and they shoot me, and I died. Crap. Alright, let's go back to what the heck 2. So, take tuning fork. Oh, unplug cable, take tuning fork. Alright. What's south? You approach the door of the lab building, an evil-looking drone aircraft circling overhead. You retreat back in. Got it. West, this is back here. There's dead rats. Don't think there's anything else here that I need. Pretty sure. So we go out. Go north. And then wait. Wait. Enter. Wait. Wait. Exit. Out. Oh, what the heck? Okay, here's a room that I didn't find before. Mission Control. This is a large room filled with complicated console screens and instruments of every description. Although this looks like the nerve center of launch and space operations, it is currently eerily quiet. Lights flash and screens blink, but there isn't anybody left alive to pay any attention. The room is filled with bodies. 2 of the dead bodies are nearby. One's wearing the uniform of a mission specialist, and the other's dressed as a technician. They're slumped in their chairs. Immediately in front of you is a console with a keyboard and a screen. See a dead specialist and a dead technician. Okay, so, can I turn off radio? There we go. Okay. We already listened to the radio. Use keyboard. No. Look at control console. Oh wait, can I take white badge? You take the white badge from the dead specialist. Look at badge. On the badge is a picture of the dead specialist and the following text. Gateway Enterprises mission specialist name Adiro Kasan. Clearance Alpha 1. The back of the badge in small letters is the following text. Spec code A552. Black stripe runs across the bottom of the badge. Okay, that is necessary information. Alright. I'm gonna take a picture of that. I might need that code. Maybe I should just write it down. I don't have a... Oh yeah, I have a pencil. Okay, so A552. A552. There we go. Cool. Look at specialist. The dead mission specialist slumped over. He looks like he's taking a nap. The illusion holds until you get closer. Look at his face. The expression frozen is one of surprised horror. Look at technician. Alright. Let's look at console. You look around at the bewildering variety of screens, consoles, and controls. Finally, you select the console in front of you, lean in towards the screen, and put your fingers on the corresponding keyboard. The system comes to life. Please enter your spec code. A552. Bam. Gateway Enterprises, Romeo Delta 2 Launch Facility Mission Control Center. Welcome to the Mycon system. Note that this system is classified Alpha 1 and use is restricted to mission specialists with a Mycon certification. Mycon is a level 1 life-critical system. Misuse or negligence can result in loss of life and damage to property. Press any key to activate missions. To access active missions. Okay. We want mission X5 Aquila. Display mission summary. Pad T3, code X5, experimental exploration. Vehicle, experimental fusion pulse drive scout ship, United Nations Gateway Enterprises. Classification, Alpha 1. Summary, intercept alien artifact beyond the orbit of Pluto. Establish communication and attempt to board if possible. Determine origin and intentions of crew if on board. Salvage artifact if possible. There we go. Execute systems check. So, engineering nominal, life support nominal, auto nav standing by, pulse drive engines nominal, booster engines standing by, launch control standing by, systems check passed. Nice. Let's, special information, mission objectives, determine if alien artifact is a threat, if so, report back with description of threat, ascertain origin of alien artifact, initiate diplomatic communication with crew, if any, salvage ship if derelict. Data collection for corporation science section. Vehicle data. Rockwell MBB DSX-3 probe ship. Deep space exploration prototype. 2 couches, 1 cryo sleep capsule. Deuterium tritium fusion pulse drive. Constant 1G up to 0.9 C. Weight 500 tons. Length 120 meters. Lift to orbit twin hydrox boosters. Flight profile. Aquila flight profile for auto nav system. Initiate auto launch with 30-minute countdown. After liftoff, jettison boosters and enter low Earth orbit at altitude of 320 kilometers. Calibrate auto nav systems and ignite fusion pulse drive. Depart for artifact after 2 complete orbits. Crew enters cryo sleep for duration of flight. Acceleration at 1G for 55 days, followed by deceleration at 1G until target is acquired by proximity detector. Wake up crew when proximity alarm triggers. Perform flyby and data collection maneuvers. Revert to manual control until crew authorizes return. Engage pulse drive engines. Return to Earth. Course data. Mission Aquila Artifact Intercept. Range 3,000 astronomical units. It's a lot of kilometers. Sure. Okay. Exit. Initiate auto launch sequence. Authentication code. ARI. Be right. Authentication code for Aquila auto launch procedure. Micon now turning over launch control to procedure Aquila launch control. All systems nominal. Mission Aquila is go. The 30-minute countdown clock is starting now. Alright, my score went up by 25. A gentle female voice speaks over the installation PA system. This is Aquila launch control. Attention, all Romeo Delta personnel. An automatic launch procedure has been initiated for the Aquila launch vehicle on pad Tango 3. This installation is now in launch mode. Condition Charlie is now in effect throughout all installation facilities. T-minus 29 minutes and counting. Cool. Alright, north. Wanna go up. Yeah, that's not it. Out. Oh. Oh, maybe. I think I need to. Okay. This is Aquila launch control. Liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen are now being transferred aboard probe ship Booster 1 by the automatic fueling system. T-minus 24 minutes and counting. Ram will arrive in 1 minute. I think I missed the stop last time or something. This is Aquila launch control. The Aquila launch countdown has been halted at T-minus 22 minutes. Aquila launch control detected a fault in the automatic fuel transfer mechanism during the transfer of liquid oxygen to Booster 2. The fuel transfer system has been taken offline. The countdown has been placed on hold until the liquid oxygen level in Booster 2 reaches nominal levels. The Aquila countdown is holding at T-minus 22 minutes. Tram pulls into the station. Okay, enter. Wait. 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 Okay, exit. Tram. Yeah, now I'm at the launch pad. Okay. So we want to go out. You navigate through a Brobignagian forest of gigantic gantry structures until you locate the correct launch pad. Okay, graceful delta wing bird. Yep. Okay. This is a mechanical room used for troubleshooting and backup manual control of the probe ship launch systems. The room is dominated by the components of the fuel transfer system, which include 3 heavy pipes and a complex console used for fault isolation and problem resolution. An elevator is set into the wall to the west. The elevator doors are open. Okay, so let's go ahead and save to how to fly. Look at console. Fuel transfer system console rises out of the floor next to the forest of fuel pipes. On the console you see a screen, a keypad, lights, indicators, and a lever. Read text. Pad Tango 3 fuel transfer system I can't speak. Troubleshooting. Press any key for options. Okay, it did not give me this information before. So that's cool. Fueling status. Current vehicle fueling status, Pad Tango 3, Aquila launch vehicle. Booster 1, Tank 1, liquid hydrogen fuel. Booster 1, Tank 2, liquid oxygen full. Booster 2, Tank 1, liquid hydrogen full. Booster 2, Tank 2, liquid oxygen empty. Fuel transfer system was taken offline after a fault was detected during the fueling of Aquila Booster 2, Tank 2. A diagnostic should be run to determine nature of the fault. Diagnostic. Fault location, control system in mechanical room. Nature of fault, flow sensor failure. LOX fuel transfer subsystem. Sensor failed during LOX fueling procedure. Possible consequences. Fuel overpressure, pipe rupture, vehicle damage, explosion, hazard, fault criticality level 1. Recommended action. Flow sensor fault locks transfer subsystem recommended action procedure IFS 392.13.02 paragraph 1. Background. Dynamic flow sensors are attached to the exterior of the fuel transfer pipes in the Pad Tango 3 mechanical room. These sensors monitor the pressure, temperature, and rate of flow for the liquids inside the fuel pipes. This information is used by the automatic fuel transfer systems to control the fueling process. Because of extreme fuel pressures and temperatures, the sensors are external. They operate by monitoring particle reflection from an emitted beam, see Tech Manual IFS 392. The sensors are compact modular units. They can be easily removed, transported, and replaced once the electromechanical blocks are released. The malfunctioning flow sensor on the LOX transfer subsystem is color-coded with a blue stripe. It should be removed and replaced with a new model 4220 flow sensor procured from Base Logistics. Estimated repair time with component on hand 3 minutes. Level of expertise required minimum. Flow sensor on LOX transfer color coded with a blue. So we got to repair the blue stripe, the blue sensor. Got it. And the sensor is in Base Logistics. Where the hell is Base Logistics? The electromechanical lock holding all fuel flow sensors in place were released when the system fault was detected. Work can proceed immediately. Okay, remove blue sensor. Cool, I got the blue sensor out. Where the hell is Base Logistics? In, goes up, out, don't wanna go. If I go west, you enter the elevator. That's not what I wanted. No. South. West. East. No, damn it. I'm going the wrong way. Wasting time. Out. Down. What's north? Launchpad. Okay. Wait. Wait. Enter. Okay. Maybe it'll take me to Base Logistics. I don't know. Oh shit, the tram is filled with men in black paramilitary uniforms. I'm surprised, and I get killed. Yeah. Cool. If I do this again. Take blue sensor. Scan. Wait. 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 Men in black got me. They did. Enter the tram. And I'm dead. Okay. Yeah. Damn. Alright. Whew. Rough. Alright, so take note. Take gas mask and put it on. Turn off radio. Take grenade. Back here, okay. E. Unplug cable. take fork. What is south? Nothing south. Okay, north. Okay, wait. Wait. Enter. Wait. 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 Exit. I'm at mission control. Out. Okay, take badge. Look at badge. Look at console. A552. Alright. What are these? Daedalus? United Nations Combined Military Forces. Alpha 3. Deploy kinetic kill weapon to geosync orbit over Africa. Engage targeting system to detect, engage, and destroy any ballistic missiles launched by rebel government or Algeria. What the heck? Oh. I don't think I have the code for that one. Chimera display. Hey R&B Pikachu! What's up? How you doing? Happy December! How you doing? What's up? What you do today? Anything cool? Transit to L52. Deploy experimental EMFV cloaking device. Codename Chimera. Perform EMF scans. Record feedback. Evaluate stealth capabilities of Chimera. Report results to CMF. Interesting. Tycho Brahe. Transit to Earth Moon. Land Tycho Brahe. Deploy experiment L2990. Code Tycho Brahe. Okay. It's Atlas. Unclassified Gateway Enterprises. Transport cargo of machine parts, computers, and perishable goods to Station 5 for eventual shipment to Gateway. Aquila. Mission objectives, vehicle data, flight profile. Okay, just read all that stuff. We already read all this. Execute systems check. We're good. Initiate launch sequence. Airy. Cool. Got it. Happy December. My room looks great. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of moving stuff around and redecorating. It's been good. Wait. 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 Enter. Wait. 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 Exit. Out. Okay. Retext. Alright. Save. Get out of here. How are you doing, R&B? What are you been up to? Do anything cool today? Take blue sensor. Exit our get north. Wait. 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 Enter. No, that just still kills me right there. Okay. Interesting. So, wow. Doing good, just chilling? I'm doing alright. I had a pretty bad headache for like the first half of the day, but doing a lot better now. Trying to figure out this game here. Look at blue sensor. The blue fuel flow sensor unit is a rectangular box. Stenciled lettering identifies it as Teradyne Model 4220 dynamic flow sensor. The flow sensor is attached to the blue pipe. The current sensor reads 99.99. Familiar female voice and tones. This is it's holding at T-minus 22 minutes. Okay. Yeah, Yeah, I'm doing alright. What the heck? So if I wait, and then I get killed. Squad of terrorists run into the mechanical room. The squad leader is talking into his radio as his men fan out. Yes, we made it in time. The tram did the trick. We got the rogue civvy as well. He nods at his men. They are carrying a veritable arsenal of weapons. Should I, like... I wonder. Sucks that you're a mutant with mind powers. Comes with morning headaches. Oh man. I bet I need to blow up the tram. Need to leave a grenade on the tram. That might work. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Reload back here. Take gas mask and put it on. Take grenade. Take paper. East. Unplug cable. Turn off radio. Take fork. Go north. Wait. Enter. Wait. Exit. Out. Take badge. Look at badge. Look at console. A552. Aquila. Systems check. Launch sequence. Airy. Got it. Alright. Out. Wait. Enter. Wait. Okay, let's save here. I'm gonna grenade the tram. So let's pull pin and put grenade on the ground. You pull the pin and put the grenade on the ground. You close your eyes and pull on the grenade. You close your eyes and pull on the grenade pin. There's a great deal more resistance than you expect, and you give it a firm yank. The pin gives way suddenly, flying out of your hand and landing out of sight with a metallic plink. Now, 4 minutes before the grenade detonates with the force equivalent to half a ton of TNT. You drop the hand grenade. The tram begins decelerating, and now have 3 minutes until the grenade goes off. Hey Cherry Onion, how you doing? Alright, 2 minutes till the grenade goes off. I'm gonna exit. Tram. 1 minute until the grenade goes off. Let's go out. Mechanical room. You hear a distant rumble as the grenade detonates far below. Haha, my score went up, so I was supposed to blow that up. Nice. Figured it out. Boom. Alright, read text. Take blue sensor. See, down. Attention, the tram system is taken out of service due to a mechanical malfunction. The tram will resume service once repairs have been made. The Romeo Delta II Transit Group, the Gateway Enterprises Facilities Management Division, apologizes for any inconvenience. Alright, so look at red sensor. Oh, could I remove red sensor? Put red sensor on blue pipe. Oh, I can just swap the sensor. Okay, sure. A familiar female voice intones, "This is Aquila Launch Control. The Aquila launch countdown is holding at T-minus 22 minutes. The liquid oxygen levels in Booster 2 remain below operational limits." Look at console. Look at keypad. Does that do anything? Okay, pull lever. You pull the lever to the online position. A few moments later, you hear the throbbing of the fuel pumps as they draw liquid oxygen from huge underground storage tanks and force it into the probe ship booster. The fueling procedure is completed after several seconds. The score went up by 25. The gentle female voice speaks over the installation PA system. "This is Aquila Launch Control. The Aquila launch countdown has been restarted at T-minus 22 minutes. All systems are now nominal at T-minus 22 minutes and counting." Sweet, we got this figured out. Okay, we'll go up. This is Aquila Launch Control. Fueling of Booster 1 was completed successfully. Fueling for Booster 2 is now underway. Liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen are being pumped aboard Probe Ship Booster 2 by the automatic fueling system. T-minus 21 minutes and counting. I'll go in. Go up. This is the Probe Ship flight deck. It looks more like the cockpit of a sophisticated airplane than a spacecraft. Cool. Sit in command chair. Wait 17 minutes. Oh wait. 15 minutes. Here we go. Continue waiting. All personnel must be clear of the Tango 3 blast gates. All crew must be on board. The crew access arm will be retracted in 5 minutes. T-minus 10 minutes and counting. The APUs on the Probe Ship booster engines are now spinning up. Probe Ship booster engines start in 7 minutes. T-minus 9 minutes and counting. Keep waiting. Godspeed. Hopefully it works. This is Aquila Launch Control. All onboard systems have confirmed APU startup. Aquila Launch Control is now transferring launch control to the onboard computer system. The ship is now committed for launch. T-minus 8 minutes and counting. Launch control has been transferred to the onboard computers. T-minus 7 minutes and counting. Female voice speaks over. "This is Aquila Launch Control. Probe ship power umbilicals have been released. The probe ship is now on internal power. T-minus 6 minutes and counting." Let's look at console. Okay. This is Aquila Launch Control. Warning, all probe ship crew must now be on board in the acceleration couches on the flight deck. Acceleration couches. Is that what I'm on? Probe ship hull door is being sealed, and the crew access arm is being retracted. T-minus 5 minutes and counting. Probe ship door slides shut automatically. Put on seatbelt. You don't need to use the word seatbelt in this game. Cut. This is Aquila Launch Control. The gantry supports have been withdrawn from the base of the launch vehicle. T-minus 4 minutes and counting. A harsh digitized voice comes over the speakers of the ship's intercom. Acceleration warning. All crew must be seated in flight deck acceleration couches. Look at acceleration couch. In keeping with the traditional layout of aircraft and spacecraft everywhere, the left seat is the command chair. Okay. I think I'm in the right seat. This is launch control. All probe ship systems nominal. T-minus 3 minutes and counting. Auto launch system confirms booster engine start. T-minus 2 minutes and counting. Aquila launch control. Auto launch confirms successful liftoff of Aquila. T-minus 1 minute and counting. Alright. You can hear and feel the dull thunder as the powerful rocket engines below you throttle up. The ship trembles for a moment as the booster engines build thrust, and then the ship starts moving. It rises from pad Tango 3, slowly at first, then picking up speed. As the ship accelerates, a giant hand begins to press you into your seat. The pressure builds as the ship's rate of acceleration increases. Soon the skin on your face is being forced back over the bones as you're subjected to the equivalent of 7 gravities. The brutal punishment continues for what seems like an eternity. You're barely conscious when the ship's computer announces booster separation. The rocket engine stops and there are 2 thumps as the boosters are kicked away from the probe ship by explosive charges. Your weight vanishes. You breathe a sigh of relief and gaze outside the heavy crystal viewports in front of the ship. The view is breathtaking. The probe ship is angling across the magnificent blue curve of the Earth. You can see the rich blue of oceans, the ochre of deserts, the fractal bumps of mountain ranges, and the puffy white of cumulus clouds. There's a brief hiatus while the probe ship autonav systems compute the course to the artifact and the fusion pulse drive engines warm up. Then the fusion torch ignites and the acceleration is back, this time at a manageable 1G. The probe ship makes one more orbit around the blue crescent of Earth, gaining altitude and preparing to head out into the far reaches of the solar system. You rise from your seat and head back to the cabin. You flush the gas mask out of the ship, put the radio in the cabinet above the cryo capsule, and take some time to relax after your ordeal at Romeo Delta 2. Then you contact the Gateway Corporation, tell them of your intention to complete the Ambassador mission, and prepare the cryo capsule for use. There's nothing left to do but enter the cryo sleep capsule for your 4-month trip to the artifact. Hey, Coffee Underrun, how you doing? Yeah, Gateway 2. It's just a scratch, I guess. You climb into the cold, high-tech coffin and drift off into an uneasy slumber. The slumber turns into the deep trance of cryosleep, a state that is one small step above death. While you sleep, the probe ship rides a radiant blue plume of starfire. The methodical mind of the autonav system controls the ship's course as it speeds away from Earth towards the mystery waiting for you outside the orbit of Pluto. You wake from the deep, dreamless, cryo-sleep trance with the annoying chirp of the proximity alert in your ear. After pulling yourself out of the cryo-sleep capsule, head for the flight deck. What you snacking on? Got some Christmas cookies here. I wonder what that one is supposed to be. Is that a camel? I don't know. Oh, yeah, I got some cookies. How you doing, Dustin? What's up? When you get to the flight deck, you shut down the alert and take stock of the situation. The probe ship is hanging in the majestic black void of deep space. According to the instruments, the ship has been decelerating for the last few days and has killed most of its motion relative to Earth. You are 3,000 astronomical units, 446 billion kilometers away from Earth. The space around you is empty except for the object that triggered the proximity detector. It is dead ahead, a few hundred kilometers away. Doing well? Never played this one? Have you played the first Gateway at all? You ask the probe ship's computer about the target. The answer makes you shiver. The object is 6 kilometers long, half a kilometer across at its widest point. It has a mass of more than 3 million tons. Its shape is too regular for it to be a natural object. This thing is artificial. An artifact of some kind. The corporation was right. Over the next few minutes, your ship approaches the artifact using the Hydrox maneuvering thrusters. The object comes into view first as a long, dark sliver. Details begin to appear as you get closer. The thing's not only artificial, it is a starship. A starship as big as Gateway itself. The probe ship closes on the huge alien ship, preparing for a flyby at close range. Hey, thank you for the follow, Yopachi. I appreciate it. Just messaged a friend when you joined the stream asking him if he played it. He hadn't either. Thought he'd played every adventure game. I did Gateway 1 for December last year, and I really, really liked it, so wanted to give Gateway 2 a try. Before you can finish gawking at the mind-blowing starship, a lance of blue energy spears out from the aft section of the alien vessel. It connects with the probe ship, and all your ship's systems fail instantly. Screens go dark. Instruments freeze. Protective filters over the flight deck windows activate automatically, blocking your view outside. Blue arcs of electricity play over the control consoles, frying the electronics. Ugh. Yeah, really good. I would recommend them. I would also recommend Mission Critical, which is also made by Legend Entertainment. A little bit later, it's not a parser adventure game, but it is like a point and click. That one was also very good. Yeah, this is MT32. Yep. Yeah, the game has no sound effects, but it has the Roland MT32 music soundtrack. That's the only sound you get in the game. It's just the Roland there. There's a moment of silence, and then you're thrown backward by a violent jerk. Damn violent jerks. Yeah, it's actual MT32. I've got it right here, this thing. There's the MT32, the SC55, and the SC88. I could switch to the MT, or the SC55 here. This is what that sounds like. The game was meant for the MT32, so it might sound a little weird on the SC55. Here's the 88. It doesn't sound bad. Sounds pretty good, I guess. Hey, Final Fantasy fan, how you doing? But the game was intended to use the MT32, so I'll keep it on that. When is Dr. Radiaki round 2? Man, I have already priced that game. It is downstairs. It is getting ready to go in the shop. Said friend here, I think I heard of it. Looks kind of familiar later on, but I've never played it. Might have to sometime. Yeah, have you played... let me double check the name of it. I think... Is it? Well, it's not Sorcery 101. Spellcasting 101. Sorcerers get all the girls. And there's also Spellcasting 201 and Spellcasting 301. These were also by Legend and use the same parser engine. Very, like, the same identical, like, user interface and whatnot. I haven't played them, but I guess they're pretty similar. Although this is like, you know, a sci-fi game based on Frederick Pohl's novel series, the Gateway Quadrilogy, I guess. And that's more of like a comedic fantasy sort of thing. They also did Companions of Xanth, which is based on the Xanth series of books, of which actually I have a couple of right behind me. Got Nightmare. The danger to Xanth was so great that only a nightmare could offer hope. Yeah, I've got a bunch of the Xanth novels. Just happen to be on my desk or my table. And they did Eric the Unready, which I think also uses the same parser system. But I haven't played those yet, so I don't really know. Mission Critical's pretty good. Some annoying oral segments, though. Okay, yeah. I loved Mission Critical. I thought that was really cool. That was the first Legend game that I ever played. Definitely try Mission Critical. Yeah. It's got Michael Dorn in it, so you get some Worf. He's not playing Worf, but you know. Yeah, I sell classic games. I sell comics, games, toys, books, movies, VHS tapes, all sorts of things at the Antique Mall. Mission Critical. Let's see. Hey, it's the aforementioned friend. Also, were you able to get that other? Space 1889. I haven't been able to get it working, but it might work on my Tandy 286, but that's currently in the closet. I'm gonna test it on there when I can get that set up. If that doesn't work, like in worst case, I could play it like on my main PC and like stream it on there, emulate it or something. But yeah. I'll worry about that later. We still have a lot of other games that I can play, and I'll get to it at some point. Legends did Time Quest. Okay, yeah. They did Time Quest as well, which I've also not played. I think the only Legend games I've played are Mission Critical and Gateway 1, which I've both really liked, so I'd like to check out some more of what they've done. The probe ship is being pulled towards the alien behemoth. You feel more than hear a subsonic rumble, which escalates until it becomes a bone-jarring vibration that shakes every corner of the probe ship. I got my MT-32. About almost 10 years ago, probably about 8 years ago, I think. Probably like 2016, 2017, I think, was when I bought it. It was before I even built this computer. So I didn't even have like a computer that could use it, but I knew that I wanted to build one of these things at some point, and so I got the Roland sound modules. Like that was like the first thing I bought for this project. Just so I'd have them. It just sat in my closet for about 5 years before I was able to get this thing built. Maybe not 5 years, maybe like 3 or 4. I don't know. Hopefully there's a Radiaki Part 2 in there somewhere. Wanted one way back in the day, had an opportunity in the early 2000s to get one cheap, but of course now they're stupid expensive. Yeah. They're well worth it though, I think. And still cheaper than they were when they were new. This thing was like $800 when it came out. And that's in like 1988 money. Just nuts. So the way I look at it, it's even if it's expensive nowadays, it's still a hell of a bargain compared to what they used to be. Remember you ran a store? What exactly is it? So there's an antique mall here that has lots of different sellers in it. I rent space in there, so I have like my own little section of the mall that is mine, and I have showcases and shelves and all kinds of stuff that I've put in, and I price all the stuff myself and put my dealer number on it and the price, and then it goes in, and people come in, and if they want to buy something, they either ask one of the ladies there who work there to unlock one of the showcases and bring something up to the counter, or they just take something that's off a shelf, take it up to the counter, and then they buy it. But yeah, so I just stock it with pretty much anything that I want to put in there. But primarily I focus on like games, cards, comics, VHS tapes. I got a lot of DVDs in there as well. Just all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, kind of a nerd geek positive way store, I guess. Yeah, it's just vintage stuff mostly. Like I've got D&D books in there. I've got piles of Dragon magazines. I've got some White Dwarf magazines. I've got action figures. I used to sell a bunch of G.I. Joe stuff in there. I sold most of that, but probably get some more in there soon. Yeah, I don't know, just whatever I can find. Where? In Boise, Idaho. Yeah, so I don't have to be there myself. Yeah, they kind of handle a lot of the customer interactions and stuff. And I feel old. Stuff from my childhood are being sold in an antique mall. Yeah. Well, there's some newer stuff in there too. I mean, I've gotten some like newer Pokemon stuff I've bought in the past few years that I put in there. Sometimes I'll even buy like brand new boxes of Pokemon cards, and I'll put them in the showcase and just sell packs like just of current Pokemon packs. And Pokemon cards are really popular. Sell a lot of those. So. Not all old stuff, but mostly old stuff. Or oldish. Let's see. You feel more than hear a subsonic rumble, which escalates until it becomes a bone-jarring vibration that shakes every corner of the probe ship. You sit in the darkness, eerie blue light playing over the view screen. Your guts resonating to the terrible low-frequency reverberation as your craft is reeled in by the giant alien ship. Oh, hey, Deathmark, how you doing? It's a fun thing to do, selling stuff. Yeah. Did you just come in, or did I miss you? Hope you're doing well, Deathmark. I need to get a new mouse for this thing, because the wheel is so janky. There we go. Alright. Fine. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's empty. I'm gonna move that. Oh, damn, I missed your first playthrough of Doom? Oh my gosh. You streamed some Doom? Oh man, how far did you make it? I definitely want to watch you play some Doom. Like, next time you do any Doom, send me a message on Discord. Since everyone said since I play Hexen you must play Doom. Yeah, totally. Send me a message when you play through, or when you play it next time. Okay. Yeah, cool. Halfway through first 2 chapters? Oh, first 2 episodes? Oh, okay. So you beat Knee Deep in the Dead and Shores of Hell. Cool. And Knee Deep in the Dead is my favorite. I play that over and over just all the time. Just like that's like my wind down, like just wanna relax sort of thing. Oh, the Cyber Demon. Man, to play Doom for the first time, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. One campaign reminds you of Star Wars. Yeah, like Dark Forces or something. Eventually the vibration stops. There's a series of gentle bumps, and then the backups for the power systems kick in. You scan the instruments. The news isn't good. Maneuvering thrusters are down. So are the pulse drive engines and the navigation systems. The light band communication systems detect no carriers. Life support is failing. The filters for the windows seem to be stuck on, and you can't look at what's happening outside. Had major dries, or would have gone further? Okay. Honestly, gosh, my words get so tongue-twisted constantly. Honestly, I enjoy watching you do all this retro stuff. I'm from '88, so I missed a lot of the retro stuff you're doing here. Either just too young or wasn't born yet. But I do love old tech. Most of the time, CBA, getting the old stuff running. Yeah, I was born in '91, so I was really young for a lot of this stuff. I have an older brother who's like 10 years older than me almost. So I did get to experience a lot of cool stuff through him that I otherwise wouldn't have. So I did actually get to play like Diablo when it first came out, and a bunch of things that I was like 5 or 6 years old for or whatever, that there's no way that I would have ever experienced on my own. So I'm really glad for that. But there is just a ton of stuff that I never got to experience, or I was just too young for. But I love this stuff. This is really like just my favorite stuff is just old computer stuff, really. So I like to explore it best I can. Let me catch up with chat there. Got some old school consoles like G7000, but those are pretty much plug and play. Like I draw the line at Atari and Commodore. Oh, okay. Commodore's pretty cool. I like the Commodore stuff. I'm glad I stopped so you can watch me get my butt kicked for the second half. Yeah, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. I won't lie, I did save periodically because there's certain trial and error moments. That's fine, yeah. Can't be arsed or asked, polite version. It's fun to actually play old PC games I missed as a kid because my family couldn't afford a computer. I grew up on console, but really PC games are bigger brain games. Yeah, you didn't have anything like Gateway on consoles back in the day. I mean, you had, what was that, King's Quest V you said you had on NES? Which, that's a computer game, but yeah, the NES version is going to be a really inferior version of it, I guess. Oh, can't be our CBA. Got it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Eventually, the vibration stops. There's a series of gentle bumps, and then the backups or the power systems kick in. You scan the instruments. The news isn't good. Maneuvering thrusters are down. So are the pulse drive engines and the navigation systems. The light band communication systems detect no carriers. Life support is failing. The filters for the windows seem to be stuck on, and you can't look at what's happening outside. Okay, I just read that. Sorry. Even though you can't see out, you have a feeling you know where you are. With a growing sense of dread, you look at the consoles. The first few working instruments confirm your suspicion. The first clue there is a breathable atmosphere outside. The second clue, the proximity detector, can no longer tell the difference between the mass of your ship and that of the alien starship. You are inside the alien vessel. You still love educational games? They were the best. Yeah, there's some really fun ones. I might put some of those put one of those in. What is... I don't know, I've got a couple things over there that I might try out that are sort of in that educational sphere. But yeah, some of those are really cool. Leisure Suit Larry, very educational. It is. Yeah. Yeah, like if you sleep with a hooker, your genitals will expand until they explode. Apparently. Do you like GOG's work? It does allow me to play some old school games with relative ease. Yeah, it's good to have access to that sort of stuff, and it's important to have that like outside of a like a walled garden environment, like Steam or Epic or these kind of like services that are very centralized services, I guess. Okay, we're inside the ship. Cool. Part 2, The Artifact. Following GOG since 2013 or whatnot. Love their curating incentive. Alright, we're on the flight deck. Inside the ship. Cool, making some progress here. Okay, east. Ship. So what do we got here? Open cabinet. In the medikit cabinet, you see a radio, a bandage, hypo unit, auto dock, and a vial. Take everything. Radio, you are 4 months and 446 billion kilometers away from the attack force of sect terrorists. You are on board an alien starship. You don't have much need for a two-way battle radio right now. Bandage taken. Hypo unit taken. Auto dock taken. Vial taken. My score went up. Look at that. I'm streaming FF14, and unfortunately that does come with a monthly €12 bill. Oh yeah, FF14. Yeah, you gotta pay a monthly fee for that. Well, that's how a lot of MMOs work. Without GOG, I wouldn't be able to afford playing any of the games I'm allowed to now. It's nicer having physical copies, but they don't come cheap. Yeah. For sure. Some of them are very expensive. A lot of old PC games you can get quite cheap. Like, here, I just got Total Annihilation Kingdoms. Bought this yesterday at Half Price Books for $2. So, not too bad. And I got Army Men 2 complete in box for like $10 there. Kind of cool. But, even on eBay, there's a lot of old PC games you can, get complete in the box for like $20 or something. It's just more of the, some of the more like popular things like Monkey Island. A lot of the LucasArts games, like those are expensive. Yeah, the LucasArts games are really expensive. Some of the Sierra games are expensive, but not all of them. But like Gateway. I think Gateway I got complete in box for like $30 for the first one. Yeah. Golden Era was SNES to PS2 for gaming, I'm telling you. We're way past the peak. Oh yeah, yeah, totally. I'd say like the late 90s. Yeah, late 90s pretty much. For me is like the peak. From like I don't know. For me, I would say like the best 10-year span would be 95 to, well, 90. Let's say 93 to 2003. Maybe about there. That's probably my ideal like span of games releases. It's 93. You had the release of Myst and Doom. And I think Arena was either 93 or 94. Then like 2003, I think was like Morrowind. So like everything between there. Good 10 years. Good 10 years. Got Battle at Krondor complete in box for $30 floppy disk. Sweet. Isn't bad. At the point, would you pay what you intend to spend for a new game or retro? Despite some rare and sensationally overpriced games, most of the market's quite reasonably economically sound. Yeah, I think so. And so that is pretty much, that era pretty much, yeah, SNES to PS2. Except the N64. Oh, man. Let's see, open door? You hear a brief whine while the air inside the probe ship is cycled out and the outside air is cycled in. Chime sounds and the hull door slides open. Whoa. You peer out of the door. A meter below the threshold of the hull door, you see a glowing blue metal deck. Part of a circular entrance that seems to be the alien equivalent of a jetway. The jetway is centered over the probe ship's hull door. You take a deep breath and jump down onto the alien metal, which feels quite solid underfoot. The corridor is about 10 meters long. One end connects to the hull door of your probe ship. The other end terminates in a heavy bulkhead. The walls of the corridor and the bulkhead seem to have an underlying structure of rectangular metal plates covered by clumps and veins of lumpy, melted-looking metal. The metal glows with a soft blue radiance that is bright enough to illuminate the corridor. A metal door is set into the bulkhead to the north. It is closed. Honestly though, Nintendo's the precursor. Losing the physical copies, like even some of their physical copies are nothing more than a piece of plastic with a CD key on it. Yeah. UK's doing some good countering with laws. Well, that's good. PlayStation and Xbox games have been discs with just a key on it, basically for a long time now. My question got lost? Oh, sorry. I may have missed. I'm gonna make the chat box larger so I can see further. Oh, great. Okay, that did not. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. This is a sequel I'm playing. So last December I played Gateway 1. And yes, this is Gateway 2. So the answer is yes, it's a sequel. If I can show you here. Gateway 2 Homeworld. So, yeah. I think you were there for when I streamed Gateway 1. That was the one where I was getting in the spaceships and flying off to different places, and I found those weird alien tribal dudes who were worshipping the big metal structure, and I had to sneak around their huts and stuff. It's an interactive CD-ROM! But it's not a Unix system. You did watch Gateway 1? Okay, yeah. So this is the sequel to that. Based on the Frederick Pohl novels. But not to the same degree as what Nintendo's doing right now. Most can still have full access to and potentially back them up for backup purposes. Yeah, so it's the same UI. Works pretty much the same way as Gateway 1. Just continues the story. Okay, The walls of the corridor and the bulkhead seem to have an underlying structure of rectangular metal plates covered by clumps and veins of lumpy, melted-looking metal. Metal glows with a soft blue radiance that is bright enough to illuminate the corridor. A metal door set into the bulkhead to the north. It is closed. Okay. Can I open door? Ancient machinery grinds to life and the door slides open. I climb inside the probe oh, no, that's not what I want. Go north. This is another long corridor illuminated by the diffused blue light radiating from the walls, ceiling, and floor. The walls are covered with the same pattern of rectangular plates and organic-looking spidery veins of metal that you have seen before. The corridor runs north to south. Sometimes periodically collect PS2 games, even though my console's trash, specifically RPGs, and Xbox games. It was an interesting era. Recently got Bard's Tale, 5 minutes in. Interesting game. Oh, that's cool. That's the, I don't know if it's like a remake or if it's a sequel to the old Apple II and Commodore and DOS Bard's Tales. Which I'd really like to play those too. Those use the same engine as Wasteland, I think. It looks kind of cool. PS2 and especially OG Xbox are going up in price in Europe at least. Won't be long before we get some crazy pricings. Oh yeah, they've been really cheap for a long time, and I could see those going up. Especially PS2. PS2 has been going up for quite a while. I mean, you got things like all the Silent Hill games. I just sold a copy of Silent Hill Shattered Memories for like $400 on PS2. Just, the hell? It's ridiculous. Bard's Tale was voiced by Carrie Elwes? Don't know how to say that name. Guaranteed 5 years they're gonna spike? Oh yeah, for sure. Get what I can. Some games are already super expensive. Yeah, it's definitely looking to be a good game. Bard's Tale sells itself as what it should be. Many games that did that already. Many PS4, PS5 games are way larger than the disc can hold. Not backing those games up. Alrighty. Now we're in a cargo bay. You're in a cavernous domed room, a vast cargo bay that is elliptical in shape. The half mechanical, half organic architecture of the race that built the ship is evident here. Covered with curvilinear melted patterns, the cargo bay walls are buttressed by heavy structural beams that arch up and converge on a strange egg-shaped pod directly overhead. A metal ladder leads up into the enclosure far above. Corridors lead off in several directions. We're gonna go looking for love in several wrong places. Someone say Silent Hill. Hey Yoshio-kun, good to see you. How you doing? How's your day going? I just recently put up Resident Evil 4 on PS2. Got it last year for $8. Went up to $25. Dang. Mainly the big titles, but not that many on PS4, honestly. 5. Yeah, that's a different story. Carrie... Elwes? I don't know how to say it. They're in The Princess Bride? Oh, okay. Okay. Then I probably know who they are. If I saw a picture of them or something. Most of the PS4 games have patched updates. Maybe some big games like COD and Battlefield. Alright, which direction do we want to go? There's a lot of ways we can go here. Let's start with southwest. This is another long corridor illuminated by the diffused blue light radiating from the walls, ceiling, and floor. The walls are covered with the same pattern. Find another heavy bulkhead door. This one is locked and refuses to open. You surmise this is another docking port. Fair enough. Go west. Okay. Ooh, what's this? A dream room. This room is all swirls, curves, coils, and curvilinear patterns. In shape, It is a smaller, more circular version of the huge cargo bay to the east. The room is dominated by a large metal couch that extends from one of the walls. Poised somewhat threateningly over the couch is an articulated metal arm that is covered with wires and machinery. The arm ends in a round bulb that hovers a meter or so above the raised part of the couch. I have all the Persona games, could get my hands on for PS2, got them for $20 a pop 2 years ago. I'm certain those will spike because when remasters hit, people normally want the OG for true experience. Oftentimes, yeah. What's the time I turn off internet? Because said patches mess certain mechanics up. Let's sit in couch. You lie on the metal couch. It is cold and uncomfortable. Close eyes. Dream. But you've got so many important things to accomplish. Eat paper. Slip of paper doesn't look very appetizing. Sleep. Look at arm. The arm is thick, almost like a metal trunk, where it comes out of the ceiling. The domed room is covered with red wires, and its joints bend so that the end of the arm is positioned over the raised end of the couch. I wonder what it does. Look at hypo. Multi-purpose hypodermic drug dispenser. It is tapered metal cylinder about 15 centimeters long. On the side of the cylinder you see a toggle switch, a blue dial, and a green dial. Both dials have a number of different settings. A glowing LED next to the blue dial is displaying the following information. Drug selected, insulin. Dosage selected, 0 cc. Quantity remaining, 5 cc. Turn green dial. Oh, set dosage dial to... Oh, okay. Okay, I don't think I want to mess with that just yet. You want to get those RPGs now while you can? Dot hacks are crazy price. Yeah, like Quarantine. I think Quarantine's like $300 or $400 right now, or at least it was. Stop collecting most RPG games and importing Japanese ones. Artwork is cooler on shelves most of the time anyway. They also got those crazy collector's editions. Oh yeah, yeah. I've got the Japanese collector's edition for the first Metal Gear Solid. That one's really cool. I like that a lot. I don't have a lot of like PS1 collector edition things though. Important tax will add a little, but even then, not even close. Saves price. Yeah. Alright, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. Bump up a heavy bulkhead door. It's fused shut. Okay. Let's get north. Another long circular corridor that runs north to south. There's something different. Hanging from the ceiling is a sensor of some kind. It looks like a malevolent eye. A black band scans back and forth like a mechanical pupil. Look at eye. Hangs from the ceiling on a snake-like cable. The black pupil scans back and forth. A section of the corridor wall irises open. You hear a strange click-clack coming from inside the opening. The sound of metal claws on the surface of the deck. Seconds later, an enormous hulking robot fills the corridor. It walks in on 8 articulated metal legs that move with a kind of fluidity and grace you wouldn't associate with a machine of that size. The monstrous alien robot turns to face you, then stops. Oh my god. Well, that's menacing. That always reminding you of Event Horizon? Oh my gosh. You see, I sold my entire sealed collection of Mega Man, Mega Man X. Jeez. I bet that's expensive. Wow. Probably sell my sealed Castlevania series. Wow. The old stuff I have are just from what I bought back in the day. You have some PS2 RPGs. PS3 is gonna be vintage soon, I guess. Yeah, PS3. What year did the PS3 come out? Like 2006? Oh, it's almost 20 years. And I think the definition of vintage is over 20 years old, but less than 100. Something is like an antique once it's 100 years old. Suikoden 3, 4, and 5 are gonna make me rich. Oh man. What the hell do I do with this robot? Look at robot. It's a biomechanical nightmare. A massive machine that looks like an evil metal tarantula. It sits on articulated metal legs, its angular metal head swiveling to the right and to the left. The robot makes whirring and chirping noises for a brief moment, and then sprouts 4 articulated arms. 2 of the arms end in grasping claws that extend in my direction. Opening and closing in a slow, measured way, the other 2 arms end in a nightmarish collection of needles, probes, and rotating cutting tools. Once the robot has deployed all of this formidable hardware, it begins moving towards you. Metal feet click-clacking along the deck. I should probably leave. The robot begins to follow you, but stops at the threshold of the corridor. You are safe from the mechanical monster. Tunnels remind you of those weird Takara tunnels in Stargate SG-1. What year did SG-1 come out? This game came out, if I can find it. I don't know when this game came out. I have no idea. Wonder which one came first. Okay, go northeast. What's up here? We're in another long circular corridor. To the northeast, blocking further progress, is a heavy metal door set into a bulkhead. The bulkhead door is closed. On the wall is a keypad. Look at keypad. Those look like Predator numbers. That's not gonna do me any good right now. $1993? Okay, cool. So that would have been before Stargate. Yeah. Did pick up Grandia 2 on Dreamcast, saw it in a case at a retro store, paid $40 for it. It was an impulse buy, but it's in immaculate condition. Don't even think they played the game. They told me I will never come across it again, and it will be a repeat of me passing on a new copy of Ogre Battle 64 at Walmart for $40 when I was 19, thinking you'd come across another copy. Ooh. Grandia 2 is a great game. I've heard that it's really good, dude. I haven't played it, but I've heard. A lot of games I haven't played. I'm in a small 8-sided room that is all straight lines and sharp angles. There's very little evidence of the curvilinear patterns that are so pronounced elsewhere on the ship. The walls and ceilings are covered with screens, lights, and mysterious controls. An uncomfortable-looking chair sits in front of a console. On the console is a main display screen and a keypad of some kind. Under the screen is an access panel. Okay. Look at panel. About 1/3 of a meter on each side. Open panel. We pull on the access panel. It slides open, revealing an intricate tracery of crystal fibers and pathways that emit a faint green light. In the center of the delicate crystal matrix is a jack or connector of some kind. Put fork in jack. Put the tuning fork in the receptor. Hit tuning fork. Did that do anything? Look at main screen. Screen is dark. Look at console control. Room is filled with screens, buttons, and lights. The most interesting terminal is a large screen sitting in front of an uncomfortable looking chair. 12 buttons are arrayed in a line underneath the screen. You poke experimentally at a couple of the buttons, but nothing happens. I asked $50K for the mainline MM and MMX series and sold it at $48K. Damn. Jeez. A lot of money. Holy shit. Honestly, way too much money sitting collecting dust while I could just take a chunk of my mortgage. Nice to have, but I prefer my house. Gosh. I'm playing Grandia 2 off and on. I'm not trying to rush it, but savoring the experience. Ogre Battle 64 you rented. Game's a masterpiece in design. This room is definitely like Mother and Alien. It is, very much. Yeah, absolutely. Would have done the same in a heartbeat. I mean, I reckon it's peaked out price-wise. It's always a gamble. Yeah. The panel won't close again. It's a one-way mechanism, to you anyway. The alien engineers who built the ship probably had no trouble opening and closing the panel. I'm gonna sit in the chair. Press buttons. While the room is filled with screens, buttons, and lights, most interesting terminal. Okay, nothing happens. Look at Matrix. Behind the access panel is a recessed enclosure filled with delicate tracery of glowing crystal pathways. In the middle of the crystal matrix is an empty receptor for a connector of some kind. Take fork. Put fork in matrix. Put fork in receptor. Hit fork. Oh. Take fork. Eat fork. Eat matrix. Lick matrix. Bite crystal. Okay. Use console control. Not sure about my Castlevania series. I know it's massive money as well. I assume they're like brand new sealed. Yeah. Crazy. It's pretty crazy. Most expensive game I own is Shadow Tower. Got it for $25 in 2012. Manual got water damaged. Damn. Disc is in immaculate condition. Game say equals 20 bucks CIB. Price times 5. 7 sealed. Sky's the limit. Yeah. Hated Grandia 2. Got crucified on Reddit for not liking it. Oh man. Graded sealed even. Yeah, even crazier. I mean, you could look at the price of like a loose disc, the price of like an empty case or something, and kind of compare those. I don't think a water damage manual would make it go from 350 to 80. Hurt the value a little bit, but not that harsh. according to Metroid Hatchling, my GameCube component cable is worth some money. Yeah, if you have the original GameCube component cable, those are like, I don't know, between $200 to $300. Probably ask around $30K for all the mainline series of Castlevania. Bang. Yeah, you might get some bites on that. I'm not sure what to do here right now. Can't go there. This thing, the arm. Oh. Gosh, I don't know. Everyone's inclined to their own opinions. There's a ton of games that are outstanding that I don't care for. Still think they are great games, even though I don't like them. Each their own. I love a lot of games. A lot of people don't, so it's what the fanboys. It's only the manual, and the rest is still pretty minty. The manual will knock it down a bit, but not all the way. Yeah. Sitting in the bottom of your giant cable box in your closet. Oh gosh, what the hell? Where do I go? We have a map? Oh my gosh, I have a map. I have a map. Holy moly. I didn't know that was a thing. It definitely was not a thing in the first game, so that's cool. You can also play the game without any graphics. You can just turn the picture off and play entirely in text. How the hell do I go back? Menu mode? F2. Okay, F2. There we go. Good. Make it go back. Wow, a map. Kind of loose manuals floating around. Might be worth getting a loose one and binding them together. Complete via bot CIB does scale up the price. $200 right now without instruction manual, electric bill. Whoop-de-doo. This is not old school. You don't need graph paper. So now it turned into Zork. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Just to prove that this game is a text adventure with added on a little bit of graphics. Oh man. I don't know where to go. Oh, I can go up here. Oh, I didn't know up was an option. What the heck? Who is this? What's going on? Oh my gosh, there's a person up here. Are they dead? Are they dead? You're in what seems to be a small storage room inside the pod over the cargo bay. Even though the pod was egg-shaped from the outside, the walls inside are square and angular. A ladder leads down through an opening in the floor to the cargo bay below. You see a woman in a corporation uniform slumped against one of the metal walls. Near one wall is a blue metal box and an upended metal bowl. The woman's hands spasm uncontrollably. Look at woman! The woman is propped up against one of the metal walls. A name tag identifies her as Diana Tolson. While she doesn't appear to be unconscious, she is unaware of your presence. She is trembling violently, and her body is occasionally racked by seizures or spasms. Her skin has an unhealthy greenish cast to it. Her corporation uniform is ripped and tattered around her lower legs, where there is evidence of violent injury in the form of dried blood and angry-looking wounds. Let's wrap leg. Wait, what do I have? I have. Okay, look at vial. What's in the vial? Very small vial made of glass, clear fluid, alcohol C2, disinfectant. Okay. So let's disinfect leg with vial. Use vial on leg. Pour vial on woman. Open vial. Pour vial on woman. On her wounds. Okay. Close vial. Wrap woman's leg with bandage. Wrap woman with bandage. Bandage woman. Use bandage on woman. Tend wounds with bandage. Oh my god. Wrap wounds with bandage. Oh my god. What does the game want from me? Prefer to play half mode. List of verbs is useless. Okay. I do like being able to see the objects here in like my inventory. And all the objects on the side there. And the half mode does get rid of that. This left part maybe is not quite as useful, but triage woman. No, it's a pretty good song. That's what Zach Morris did to Kelly Kapowski. I've also been very well ingrained into retro collecting and prices from an earlier age. I can smell gold when it comes to retro games. I was way too late with vintage toys, but gaining knowledge as I go. I've been doing flea markets and stuff for 20 years. With the rise of internet, eBay sites did ruin a lot. Oh yeah, everywhere. I mean, I'm the same situation. I grew up in Las Vegas, but my parents are antique dealers, so I've been, doing the secondhand stores and the thrift stores and yard sales and getting games and stuff my whole life. And yeah, so absolutely like eBay and especially like Google Lens and stuff like that has really made it very hard to find treasures. Some people think FIFA games are worth a lot of money. The only thing they are good for is frisbees. Same with Pokemon cards, because some are super expensive doesn't mean all are. Yeah. Use bandage on wounds. Please say that another way. Can I just... No, bandage woman doesn't work. Wrap bandage on woman? Look at bowl. Oh. Read auto doc? Maybe? This is the auto doc cuff. A diagnostic computer that looks like a blood pressure cuff with a small digital readout. Put auto doc on woman. You strap the auto doc cuff on Deanna. It beeps and the digital readout lights up with bright green letters. Read readout. Okay, pulse 139, temperature 105.6, high fever, BP 170/130, toxin present. Toxin type, unknown organic, possibly venom, toxin level 84.1% of fatal dose, white cell count very high, infection present. Okay. Apply bandage, attach bandage, okay. Dress wounds, I'll try that, dress wounds. Maybe I don't need to put the wound, the bandage on just yet. Maybe I need to hit her with a hypo spray. I'll be back just real quick. Real quick. Can I pick up woman? Yeah, I can pick up woman. Does Diana's appearance evoke anyone in particular? Thought of that woman from the X-Files? Yeah, maybe. Scully? Agent Scully? Damn, those are bad vitals. Yeah. Saw a leg with rust spoon. Oh god. Press airlock. Pick up woman. Pick up woman. You can't take Diana Tolson. Damn it. Took the girl in Tulsa King too. Let's see. Attach bandage to leg. Attach bandage to leg. You don't need to use the word leg in this game. Alright. Yeah, I could look at the list. Attach. Maybe. Attach bandage to Diana. Oh, that worked! It worked, okay. You put the bandage on Diana. Her eyes open briefly, then roll up in her head. Activate woman. You can't turn that on. Lick woman. Wouldn't you rather be playing one of those Leisure Suit adventure games? Remove pants. Which pants do you mean? Remove woman's pants. Hey, be a gentleman. God. Let's see. Look at blue dial. So, oh, here we go. We got antiviral. Oh, okay. Tissue regenerator, sedative, antitoxin. Set blue dial to 4. So now it's set to antitoxin. Look at readout. How much should I give her? Set green dial to 5. It's set to max. Inject hypo into Diana. Get ready to use the hypo and take a closer look at the device. There's no visible mechanism, a needle or hypo spray for the actual injection of the drug. There's another step needed before you can administer an injection. You need to flip the toggle switch on the hypo to extend the needle. Oh, okay. Flip switch on hypo. Flip hypo switch. You flip the toggle switch. A tiny diode on the switch lights up and starts flashing bright red. A moment later, you hear an almost imperceptible whine and a needle emerges from the hypo. Eat leg. Taste wound. Taste wound. Set blue dial to vaporize. Does it go to 11? 85.1%. Well, this is the number is like the number of like CCs, I guess, or no, it's the, look at hypo. Dosage select 1 cc is max. I have no idea. I set it to max. You can have anywhere between 0 to 1 cc. Lobotomize Diana, tug antenna. Inject hypo into Diana. You press the hypo against Diana's neck. Immediately upon contact, you hear a soft hissing sound as the selected drug, antitoxin, is injected into her bloodstream. When you pull the hypo away, you see that the needle remains deployed, ready for another injection. Diana's teeth chatter audibly. The auto dock beeps and the display flickers as the toxin levels decline rapidly. The new reading is 58.1. Only hold 8 charges, but just to be sure. Yeah. Okay, look at readout. 34, toxin present, 58.1%. The new reading's 33.4%. Last time I saved was like right when I found Diana. Take Diana's shoe. You don't need to use the word shoe. Take the leg. You don't use the word leg. 2 more times probably. Wait. Autodock beeps and the display flickers as the toxin levels decline rapidly. New reading is 10%. Her body relaxes and the trembling and convulsions stop. The greenish cast fades from her skin, leaving it red and flushed. Her eyes open part way. They look lost and feverish. Scorpions! A giant spider, she says brightly, and then begins muttering deliriously to herself. My score went up by 15. Look at Diana. She's slumped against the wall, muttering to herself. Her legs are bandaged. Yeah, looks like, look at readout. Still has a high fever, but the pulse is a lot lower. And, there's no more, she has an infection. Look at blue dial. Should I give her an antibiotic? Turn blue dial to 3. Antibiotic. Set green dial to 2. I don't know if I need a lot of... I don't know, I have no idea what dosage I need. You cured the poison, but you just can't cure the crazy. Inject Diana with hypo. Okay, the antibiotic is injected. Autodock beeps, the display flickers as the temperature reading declines and the white cell count falls. The new temperature reading is 105.2. Give Diana a ladder. What do you want to give Diana ladder to? Give Diana the ladder. What do you want to give Diana the ladder to? Give ladder to Diana. You don't have the ladder. Diana screams, Jack, no, don't do it! The autodock beeps and the display flickers as the temperature reading declines and the white cell count falls. Okay, look at readout. Okay. Wait. Look at readout. Inject Diana with hypo. Might not have been enough. Look at readout. Give Diana a ladder to storage room. Gone down a little bit. Give Diana ladder to storage room. Diana ladder doesn't seem to be here. Cut Diana's hair. Oh. Take bowl. My score went up by 5. Inject Diana with Advil. Look at readout. Okay, it's gone down a bit. Inject Diana with hypo. Okay, some more. Down to 102.9. 102.6. Check Diana with hypo. Okay. Her delirium begins to subside and she slowly becomes aware of her surroundings. Hey, alright, we did it. Groom Diana. Tissue region. Diana shakes her head and slowly gets on her feet. As she stands up, you see a green crystal cube on the deck that had previously been covered by her body. Diana notices you for the first time and looks at you blankly for a second, then her eyes widen. My God, you're human! You smile at her and nod. She stares at you, shakes her head sadly. I'm glad to see you, but I also feel sorry for you. Just another fly caught in the web. And believe me, the analogy's a good one. I assume you're from Gateway. That's where Jack and I came from. I'm afraid you won't get to meet Jack. He was my partner, but now he's dead. Jack and I crewed a prospecting ship from Gateway. Our ship came out of Tau space next to this enormous artifact, and Jack and I had the same reaction. We're rich, rich, rich! Kept thinking that as the tractor beam locked on and pulled us in, we were deliriously, gloriously happy until we realized the controls on our ships had gone dead and there was no way out of this thing. It's not very sharp, is she? Oh, there's plenty of food and water. Dispenser down one of the corridors spits out Chon food, or carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen blocks. Tasteless, but quite nutritious. Survival wouldn't be a problem if the ship, or whatever it was, weren't haunted by the spider. Along came a spider and sat down beside her. It's horrible. I think it's some kind of robot or Waldo unit. I know it's not organic. Wait, is this a ditty about Jack and Diane? The spider robot lives in the central corridors of the ship. The corridors that link the forward section of the vessel with the part we are in now. The spider only appears where there are sensor eyes hanging from the roof. I think the spider itself is blind, but it somehow uses those external sensors to see. Jack and I spent a number of months on board the ship, and we avoided the spider and stayed alive. Then we got a little cocky and our luck ran out. I saw the spider get Jack. We were exploring the front of the ship and we got trapped. The spider came. Attacked him first. It cut the top of his head off. Ew. While he was still alive, it stuck these probe things into his open skull, almost like it was drinking. When it finished and started after me, I ran away. God, it was awful. Anyway, now you're caught in the web too. I can fill you in on the tricks of surviving here and tell you as much as I know about this place. Diana smiles gently and touches your sleeve. And thank you for bringing me back. I think I was pretty close to dying. Wait, we need to go into big font mode for this dialogue. It's important. You recover the green crystal cube from where Diana had been lying on it. Diana smiles at you. Cut Diana's head off. That doesn't make any sense to me. Look at readout. Okay. still got an infection and she still has a fever. Inject Diana with hypo. Hey, I'm okay now. Enough. Oh. Alright, fine. Look at hypo. Got 6.7 cc's left. Alright. Did we try remove her tongue? Remove Diana's tongue. You don't need to use the word tongue. Blue dial 5. I don't think she'll let me use it anymore. Use hypo or inject Diana with hypo. Oh, maybe. Okay. Diana grudgingly lets you inject her with tissue regenerator. You press the hypo against her neck. Immediately upon contact, you hear a soft hissing sound as the selected drug, tissue generator, is injected into her bloodstream. When you pull the hypo away, you see that the needle remains deployed, ready for another injection. Diana grins like a kid when she realizes that her wounds are healing. Thank you, she says to you. You have no idea how painful those bites were. Hey, it worked. Give Diana bowl. Give bowl to Diana. Ah, my water dish. Drink water. Doesn't seem to be any water here. Give Diana ladder. Oh my gosh. Fight Diana. No, doesn't work. Okay. What the heck am I supposed to do? Look at readout. Look at blue dial. Viral, antibiotic, adrenaline, insulin, sedative. Okay. Look at Diana. She's looking much better now that she has recovered from her bout with infection and the unknown toxin. She's aware of her surroundings. You notice intelligent brown eyes and an attractive face under short brown hair. Her legs are bandaged. Able to avoid it. Then it went away for an extended period of time. We got cocky and took advantage of its absence to go exploring. Well, the robot hadn't actually gone away. It was lying in wait. We were right outside the insect zoo when it cornered us. Jack and I ran into the zoo, but we were trapped. Kept getting stung and the venom built up until we were delirious. Finally, we decided we had to take our chances with the robot. It attacked us. Like I said before, it got Jack. I was injured trying to stop it from hurting him. Barely made it back here. I don't remember the trip. I was fading in and out of consciousness, bleeding from my leg wounds at the same time that the poison from the insect things acted on my system. That's the story of how I got hurt. Can we talk further? Sure. What are the zoos? Teach Diana science. Give Diana a seta give. No, we lost Met. What? Back? Never mind. What? Did the stream die for a second? Oh, sorry. Ask Diana to help ensure the survival of humanity. Jack and I speculated that this ship is actually some kind of Heechee exobiology vessel. Ask Diana about Pleasure Suit Larry. Nick one. Look, she's blushing. She went all red, or she's embarrassed. Gosh. It wanders from star system to star system, searching for life-bearing planets and collecting samples of their flora and fauna. The ship is filled with Damn it. Oh, you guys are too much. Specimens are kept in cleverly created reproductions of the native environment. A lot like zoos or wildlife parks. How do I get into the zoos? Oh, there's a couple steps. First, you need to find the portal key. A glowing red. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna take a minute. Take a short break. Come back. Oh my gosh, you guys. Gosh. Alright. Well, there are a couple steps. First, you need to find the portal key, a glowing red crystal rod that should be in the blue box on the floor there. Feel free to borrow it. I'm not going anywhere for a while. I'll stay here and recover. If you want to explore, that's fine, but count me out. Anyway, there are two ways you can get to the zoos. First way is to go through the bulkhead door to the northeast. Second is to go straight up to the ship's central corridor. Jack and I went up the central corridor. It's a dangerous route. The spider robot lives there. The other path is easier, but you'll need the combination to the lock on the bulkhead door. I don't know the combination. Okay. What about the green cube? Jack and I found the green cube in the central corridor during our fateful exploration of the forward section of the ship. It was near an area that was covered with what looked like dried blood. I think another prospector was attacked by the robot and dropped the cube. I haven't had a chance to see how it might help me. Feel free to take it with you if you go exploring. It seems that the vid is late again? Oh no, are we having syncing issues? God damn it.